welcome all to this episode of a Skeptic Bible Study. Joshua divides the conquered. That's right, where tonight we are continuing the book of Joshua as he divides the conquered. Oh my. And unconquered land. And then God distributes that land lot by lot. So won't you join James
wow.
W? Oh, wow.
Exciting.
Exactly. And I think the second chapter it even has one of the markers is like, so won't you join James W. and myself, Amy Newman, as they conquer their way to a good time in Joshua chapters 13 and 14. And Gizmo says hi too. What is up, everyone? Welcome out there on the intertubes. Oh my gosh, I don't know how they make it fit. Please don't forget to like right down there on the upvotes. It sends us into the algorithms. Follow at twitch.tv/AVNewmanSkeptic, where you can get some flair. And thank you, Beamsy. Or subscribe right down there on YouTube, because it makes you get into the feed. It gets our pretty faces there, especially if you hit that bell to all, which will let you see our premieres. We just premiered version 1 of 2 of Pascal's Wager. Had my version last night, and then in a day or so, James's version is going up.
Oh, woohoo. Going all the way back to Pascal's Wager.
Which not only are we, but they do. They do somehow over and over and over. So check out that premiere and then join our live streams. Like, what is up? That's right, Pragmatic Crystal 666. What is up, Flum and Krish and Tsunami? Welcome up, Tsunami. God equals the square root of -1, and everyone, davegar, we are saying hello. If you say hi to us, we'll keep on saying hi. Hello, Kitty. Hello, Gizmo. But we are about to be getting the man with the mission. What's up, James Wolfe?
Crucifixion and Necromancy Weekend. Yeah, this coming up. We'll have Good Friday this week, and then we'll have Easter Sunday.
And if you want to know what I'm doing on screen, it is my imitation of a hang glider.
Yeah.
Very specifically. But what is up, James? And all right, we have him backstage. He has signed a $12 trillion year contract with us. Gilbert, what are we even doing here?
Some of you may be new to this abomination of a study. These schmucks begin by reading each episode's chapters along with the annotations on the side for funsies. The hosts are a tiny bit special, so don't mind if they butcher or replace everybody's name with something completely horrible or stupid. However, the gibberish that spews forth from their face holes will still be an attempt at reading this book from cover to cover, which I'm sure has tons of wisdom or an insight on whether we can or cannot put things up our butt. If you have time to waste screaming internet memes at random strangers, then join the Discord. Or scream at them personally at your YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch streams. Finally, don't forget to support these idiots doing more lame shenanigans at Amy Newman's Patreon page. All right, schmucks, back to you.
Thanks, asshole.
Woo. God, what a schmuck. Wait, that's also us. Yeah. Thank you, Gilbert. We hope you're roasting and toasting. And that's right, you can find our Patreon page at patreon.com/Amy Newman. We are almost at the $200 mark, and we want to thank you all for doing it to us as you support more amazing content. Now Rachel is going up to me and she's going, amazing.
She's doing Jesse Peterson. She calling you a beta in the shower?
Beta? You gotta be a real man. That's other men. You don't want to do a woman's job. Man, good.
Oh, man. Would you have a woman do that?
That'd be gay.
All right. Woman give oral sex to a man?
James, what you need to do is get a lot of men together, and then they can all be really straight together on each other. Anyway,
like Jesse D. Peterson's little commune that he has, is all male house of manliness that he lives in with a bunch of other dudes.
Just a bunch of men like this.
A bunch of straight dudes, all being very straight, super straight. Reading the Bible,
hey, Jesse,
hanging out with Jesse.
Jesse, this is weird, but like, you have all of these statues of naked men. Is that like just to show off? Yeah, they're amazing. Oh, that's good, Jesse.
Jesse, somebody took all my clothes. It's okay. You don't need clothes. You're okay. There's no women here.
Exactly, James.
There's no women here.
That's what straight guys would do.
Yeah. Go around naked.
Gave my plug. I'm sorry. Anyway, sending so much love to, speaking of the exact opposite, we have many amazing supporters. I was looking at LGBTQ person's name, which they've been going crazy. Like, not the LGBTQ people, but the religious fundies. Have you noticed that recently, James?
They're always going crazy, aren't they?
You would think so. I've been LGBTQ myself for like a hot minute now, and yet I don't know. I feel like the rabies has maybe been dormant in the fundies, and now they've realized they're like, oh no, we lost that LGBTQ war on transgenders. And so now I'm trying to think of the technical term, the craziness is now gone off the factor. And so, I don't know, just seeing waves and waves, sending love to a specific stream last night that Mark was on. I was telling James the other night, I was like, I just see the fucking absolute degeneracy, and I'm too tired to go in there, so I'll just lurk. Yeah, well, I originally I wasn't even calling it out. I was, because, well, okay. To just be as open as I said I don't want to say anything, because the moment I go in there, they'll tone it down, and they'll almost. Which I swear, I think that's a Southern thing. I'm learning this also from my partner. is exactly. And so just they say the absolute worst things. And so it's not until they realize that yeah. And once again, it's not that not trying to say that I'm big in the pants, though. That's a whole different story. I'm trying to say would have been any LGBTQ person that they finally had to face, and it wasn't like the bunch of, Christians doing the echo chamber thing.
Attached to a Fox News article, they had a transgender pastor at a Lutheran church, and then basically you just see like smoke coming out of their ears. They're like that we're winning when there's even transgender pastors now
exactly.
It's just like we are maybe 10, 15 years away from it just being another thing they just roll over and accept, basically like they did with the gay thing. They're like, all right, whatever. We lost that battle. Let's move on.
And to be honest with you, they did lose that battle.
Change your sex.
But the fact that they can't accept let me tell you, theists, you better accept your LGBTQ brothers and sisters that are theists, because if not, we got wide open arms here, baby. Come to the non-religious, non-believer, especially the non-Abrahamic side. Let me tell you, the water is fine.
Yeah.
Because that is the actual competition. They think it's liberalism and even secularism, but let me tell you, we've basically, speaking of conquered, if we could just, mostly the Jews in this country are secular, speaking from personal experience,
70% probably.
And the Christians, let me tell you, they're going to spend way more time eating ham and shoving chocolate, orificed eggs up in orifice. I think
eggs.
Yeah, I put the wrong flophus on the wrong syllable there. But they're going to be shoving chocolate eggs somewhere into an orifice, and thus probably not thinking about Jesus as much as the two latter things that I said.
Zombie.
Yes. Zombie. There is a new, coming out. There is a new Walking Dead apparently coming out, but a new, what is the one where he had the chainsaw for a hand? Not Dawn of the Dead.
Army of Darkness.
I think it is an Army of Darkness type. It's the same canon. Yes. Last of Us is pretty good too. Evil Dead. There's a new Evil Dead coming out. Thank you.
Evil Dead. Yeah.
You can feel the gears. They're in there somewhere. I could probably explain to you Wikipedia entries on a good amount of canon, and yet names, titles. Do. Sending love out to our chat.
If you guys ever, I don't know, speaking of like religious people, if you guys are familiar with the MC Toon channel, he does a lot of like flat Earth content. He had an actual flat earther on here on his show tonight, trying to give her flat Earth model, and it was just golden because the start of it, she's trying to give her objections to like grab, and MC Toon is just shooting down every single thing that she's saying, and she just basically refuses to acknowledge it. No, you can't have a magnetic field because when the metal heats up, it can't be magnet anymore. And but when the metal moves, it creates a magnetic field. Well, no, it doesn't. But we have experiments that show that it does. Well, no, you don't, because it doesn't. Well, we do. Here it is.
I realized something about flat earthers, and that is, and I've said before, which is a botched version of the Socratic method, in that they ask a question which should be directed towards a scientist or a teacher as like, hey, how does this work? Because I don't know. But instead, what they do is they ask a question with like a false authority that is supposed to make people go, hey, because you could do that with like any made up word. Oh, yeah? Well, how does the refraction in the moon actually account for the particles of space-time? Huh? How does it, James? You gonna answer? I'll give you all the time you want.
It's like, that's a completely malformed. It doesn't even mean anything. And that's the thing. Like, this lady, she knows nothing. She doesn't know like basic middle school level science, and the idea that somebody who doesn't know that could just say, obviously the globe is wrong, so I'm just going to construct my own model. I mean, at that, look, if you just don't care if it's right, you just want to make it your life's work to construct a model just because you want to do it, okay. I mean, I guess you're free to do that, but why?
But why? And that is because, I'll keep on saying it, even though I was overly feisty, I think in this latest rant-off, the one guy definitely had it coming. He had it coming. I sent him love at the end. He got real misogynist. Well, I had a guy... I had a guy who basically said, hey, the men are talking. How about you shut up? And T-Jet was like, well, hey, he's being misogynistic to you, so at least he's got that. And I'm like, well, I'll take it. I'll take what I can get. That's true. Oh, well, what is up?
You could still sodomize him, and he would love every second of it.
Exactly. Well, he was being all stupid. That is the only silly way.
Was that
sending? I still say sending love to him, but I was being
kind of like the passive misgendering on the praise panel when someone was referring you to as Andy, but like I'll go after Andy, and like there's nobody here named. Oh, okay. You talk about Amy being.
Oh, and I'll take any
that passive aggressive misgendering going on.
Exactly. Or I get sir, bro, buddy, which in my head I only gets translated to the South Park version, which goes, "You're not my buddy. You're not my friend. Oh yeah, well, you're not my pal." But that's okay. Sending
Amy
so much
is not
love.
If anything, Amy goes to the nth
well, I'll
degree
give you.
to show that
I'll
she's
give
not.
you my proof that I'm not, because I would go down on a lady with a hijab any day of the week. I tease you. No, really, if she's beautiful, times a million. But no, I don't care about any religion because I'm not afraid of them. I'm not afraid of Jews, Christians, or Muslims. I think that all those religions are equally silly and that they should be blasphemed and ridiculed. Now, not the people. We say, well, hey, that really upsets me. And that's kind of...
Tell us how you really feel, Duchess.
Oh, and yes, I keep on take my tuning. Duchess of Clutches, who, I have to say, has put herself in the ring. And in fact, we are going to have Duchess stepping into the ring on atheism versus Islam, Islam versus atheism, coming soon on Debate Me Brah. So we're going to handle that question with some fun.
Maybe Chris wants to jump in the ring on that one.
And thank you so very much, Duchess of Clutches, for the $2 super
Duchess.
chat, for all the love and support. And I kind of have a thing going now, which... Oh, copyright at that point. Okay.
No, Chris, it's just the fact that they get triggered by it. That's why Amy does it. Pictures of the prophet, because it's such a stupid, silly rule that you can't do that.
Yes.
And the fact that a prophet of a deity would be so triggered by that,
It's because you're telling me I can't. Like, I'll just be completely on, like, if it meant nothing to you, I wouldn't do it. But that's why we're doing it. I feel like it goes up there with music. I see it like Muslim streams about how bad music is. That blows my mind. That to me, like, yes, music can change your mental states. You know, I've had like more sad conversations when we had the radio station on and the music was all set. But to just completely disregard music because it changes our mental state, a lot of times it's for the better. A lot of times it's healing in a mental way. You can't do that because that's disrespectful to them and even me. But Krish, that's the point. I heart you, but
we're pro blasphemy stream. We blaspheme religions every stream.
Yes.
We blaspheme Christianity constantly.
And we're not trying to do it to like hurt you personally and to be like, why does this person disrespect me at a personal level? It's like, if your religion is that insulted that we are drawing a representation of them, we actually view that as a sign of weakness that we have to exploit. We actually view that as something that is so anthropomorphized. Like, I know you guys say that about the Christians all the time. You're not Muslim, but have much respect for them. Well, I'm not Muslim, but I have respect for them as a human being. Like, I don't want chicken. I love chicken places.
Doesn't it just strike you like a celebrity just walking by and like seeing like the paparazzi there just taking their camera and smashing it on? No pictures, please. Like the prophet.
I don't understand. Like, we also, here's another thing that we don't believe in prophets. Like, you need to convince James that Jesus existed. And when it comes to Muhammad, well, I think we could both agree he would be on the run from the law right now. Like, we always get like presentism. Even though we were just talking about, I think it was EF Chuck E. Cheese no longer in service. We were just talking, not to get too much on there.
Yeah, Justin. He's going to be spending the next 12 years as a resident of the Iowa prison system. So. Or Ohio, not Iowa. Yeah, the Ohio prison system, which is if he would have done that in this state, he would have got life. So he's as far as I'm concerned, that's not a he actually got off kind of easy in my book for what he did. But hey,
indeed, 10 years only sounds young when you're young. So when you actually have your entire life to live and you ruin other people's, well, yeah. But James, that's presentism. Wait, we're talking about someone in this year. Damn it. Oh, and also I see that is the other thing. And we hate to. We're only picking on you, Chris, because
the world. All right, Chris.
We actually we want the theists to come on here and all this. We want people of different faiths, and once we go into the actual Bible reading, I may or may not post this in Discord servers, just because I can't help myself. Not just the Skeptic and Ranting, but who knows what other ones do. I love politics and PNR. They're so amazing. And I finally got access to Earth Awakens, so I'm not going to post that in there yet. I feel rude just to join there and just send a link in there.
PNR, is that penis and rectum? Is that
is not only are you correct, but also me every other night.
Okay, penis to rectum. Yeah, got it.
What's up, John Vance? What's up, everybody? What's up, Tim? What's
Is
up?
John Vance out there? Whoa. I think we haven't. Good to see you, John. Haven't seen John out there in a while.
Mhm. And I guess we got off. I said the Patreons and all that. We have
Yes.
the channel members. You can join right below. Growing, evolving. We're fantastically seeing almost our first spaceships. They're getting up there. People who have been sticking around and evolving, and we're sending so much love, and it triggers young Earth creationists. Oh my! I feel like I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to step up a lot more. I'm a biology. I tend to be a computer science. Oh my goodness! I didn't want to say it in the. I went back and forth whether I made a community post or not, but I felt weird. I felt like it was going like that. But I'm live now, so I'm gonna do it, ladies and gentlemen. I was going back and forth because until I really have something, until I'm actually teaching, I didn't want to claim so, but I very happily, now that my syllabus is live, now that and I put so much time and effort, it is like a thing of art. I am so happy. Easy to read, and it has all sorts of different labels, and it corresponds well to all of the homework, Freudian slip there. And I'm just so excited because I not only had my first discussion board post, I think actually my second as of today, but my first homework assignment to grade. What I'm trying to say is I really am Professor Amy.
You're a real professor.
And so
there you go.
I am a real professor, and holy moly, or just moly, because we're kind of a skeptic channel. But it feels good, James. I can't help it. It felt a little bit too surreal, even when I was setting up the course and making everything fit and going crazy right before the night of the actual canvas and the courses go
Monday,
live.
right?
Yes, it is. We are in to win. I'm so excited. I have more than a dozen students. I have probably 16 or so. I'm just excited to actually be able to teach. I'm teaching web design development, which is one of my information. I have my specialty within my master's. And so it feels so lovely to be. It feels like I've been training for this for so long. After taking 1 billion online classes and doing the whole applied technology education over here wing, I feel so at home in these content management systems that they put all of this work on. I think during COVID, all of the K through 12 systems got on all of these management systems. However, they all stem from the undergraduate, piloting, and so it's been great.
Right.
And all right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just sending that out there.
Congratulations.
And a Duchess of Clutches is sending in $5. The only reason you should accept oppression is if you give another person permission to own you. Woohoo! And just a little bit of love towards there at the end, which, keeps things spicy. And you don't have to be a size queen, though, as we've learned from Holen and others, James, sometimes you have to be. Just putting that out there. Sometimes it needs to be 15 feet or longer. Thank you so very much, Duchess of Clutches. And it used to be YouTuber at Holen, but that YouTuber no longer exists. It's kind of weird.
I don't know if his other new channel is still up. We'll see.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. He just has like his church channel. But thank you so very much, Duchess. And it's very true. You should only be enslaving people with pink fuzzy cuffs and people who like to get on their knees and worship at the heels. Basically, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
You know, that's what Gavin and
It
Iron
works.
are doing down here, the pantsless apologists. Isn't that right, boys? Oh, their mouths are full. They can't answer. But thank you so much, Duchess of Clutches, for all the love
Thanks,
and support.
Duchess.
And I love. Woohoo!
Oh boy, Duchess.
I know. I was gonna say. Now you're talking my style.
You're
No,
speaking
you
her
were always
language
talking.
now.
That's right. Though she always was. And all right, what were we? Gilbert's roasting and toasting. Yes, sending love
Patreon.
to our Patreons at patreon.com/abnewman. And all right, we are sending love to Chris Disciple, reminding us that
Thanks,
Theus, Cratinus, well, especially the sane and rational ones, tend to be young on our planet.
Christians.
Nah, Christians.
Not
but
Christians.
Christians, Muslims. Yeah, I was going to say more Christians, more Muslims and Jews. But thank you so very much. Chris Disciple, he has sent us a lot of love. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. I'm sorry.
He certainly has. Get it out, Amy.
Whew. God, I'm sorry. I'm allergic to young earth creationism, so even bringing up the subject sometimes. Whew. But thank you, Chris Disciple, who was just an amazing Christian, amazing skeptic. He was taking Christians to task the last episode. Sending love to Chris.
It was an interesting discussion, yeah.
Sending love to James Wolfe. We saw James out there. We see James everywhere. He reminds us that it tends to be super late night. It is basically I have to go this hour or I burn when the sun comes out. Every time I tell people now that I tan well, people are like, they stare at me like, yeah, I'm sure. Tan well
Really?
is in like you go and you.
James Wolfe is not me. No, James Wolfe is somebody completely different.
No, you're technically speaking, they are both James W's, but you're not James Wolfe.
I'm not James Wolfe.
Yes. If this was parsing this out.
So many Jameses around.
Do you know that is exactly what I say when I tell people? I said there's so many Jameses in my life. I say, my co-host, James W. We run our counter apologetics. I have James Coons, who is a Christian. He's still hanging on. We'll get you one day, James. I'm just kidding. I love you. I do love you, though. But also, James Wolfe out there. So sending love to James Wolfe. There's a trifecta, trinity of Jameses. And sending love to Dale Pastel. We look for empirical evidence. That's what we're looking for tonight. I swear. We're going to find it. The courts, actually, I want to do that joke. I have to do that joke. I can't not hold it back, even though I should tie it. But, the court system found empirical evidence of something. Isn't that how our court system works, James? The legal, secular court system?
It should be, yeah. Yeah, it should be.
And yet, they're seemingly... You have to, doesn't matter if your prophet, says that your favorite marriage was this age, or I don't know, you were running a channel trying to convert people to Islam. But James, what if he did a lot of community service? He was doing so much community, so hours of it.
Well, it's just funny now that they had to actually make a post and admit that.
Did they?
Yeah, they had to make a community post and admit that. Yeah, okay, he pled guilty. He's been sentenced to 12
I
years in prison.
saw because originally I saw like the most neutral post ever, which was like, at this time, the channel is unable to talk. Goodbye.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, you guys run for AOL or some shit? Who the f wrote that? Wasn't a Dawa. Let me tell you, it was better call someone. Let me tell you. Boo boo da boo doo. It's funny though, you know, it was our legal system. It wasn't the Sharia law.
Stared. Sachs offends there.
You know, and I struggled with him for so long too, because because it felt like, oh my God, you lose an atheist. Because it does feel like they're in cults. And I say this all the time, and it's not, it's not an insult. It's not an ad hominem. I know oftentimes we use it that way, but like the Abrahamic ones are so specifically cults.
Well, maybe I'm biased because raised in a Christian society and whatnot, but it's just like, of all religions to convert, Islam really
or
that
people that were Christian. I'll give them that.
Really?
I'm giving them that much because we're not
converting of all religions. You could pick any one of them. You go to Islam. I mean, okay, all right.
Well, it made no sense because at first it was the Kalam, and all I noticed is that once he did convert, do you know what a statement I heard from him consistently was? I don't want to talk about the Kalam. I don't want to. Oh, you don't? Like that? That was your linchpin. Causes, James. Let's talk about causes. Oh my goodness. Can I? And I know we said we were going to try.
How horrible is it to go faster? How horrible is it to base something on like a negative, like, oh, well, science can't explain this. Islam can. Well, I mean, okay. Is there anything there that tells you it's a right explanation? No. We need faith. Oh.
So, James, and I know, like I said, we're doing this right in the middle of our shout outs, but I can't help myself. I have they're exactly in for a penny, in for a pound. I have three arguments. Exactly. I have three arguments that I think basically are like a Rolodex for any atheist. Once again, I'm sure there's going to be some friggin' apologetic for something, but all right. This is, first of all, we are talking about coming into existence. You should get every theist to talk about all these arguments. It's about something coming into existence, being necessary, all of this language. That something else hit me, that pre-suppers and all these people use their own language. They use their own mumbo jumbo, and so it makes sense to them.
Their own lexicon.
Yes, their own lexicon. And so it just like, you know how I could not say the sentence that I said to you 15 minutes ago or whatever I said, but it sounded really authoritative when I put it in a question form, and they do the exact same thing. James, what is your ultimate? What is your ultimate?
Yeah, what's your fundamental? What is fundamental to you?
Is your fundamental? And I have an answer for that, James. It's a number 7, and I'll have one with fries. You could actually make that supreme. No. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rolodex, I have you. It is a trifecta. It's a rule of thirds, a trinity. It has to. AB's Kalam-like argument. All right, premise 1. Everything that exists has a cause. God exists. Conclusion, everything that exists has a cause. God exists, therefore, God has a cause. Why does that sound so, like, really obvious? Because they had to weasel in come into existence, and you should make them argue the coming to existence every time, all day, every day. But let's move forward. They want to get into...
It's a blatant special pleading, like it's right in the middle. It's a special pleading. It's an exemption of God.
With you.
Yeah. is right in the middle of that syllogism. Boom, a special pleading.
But
Valid.
the reason they have to phrase it like that is because if they had to defend everything that exists has a cause, well, God exists, and therefore they would have to defend God having a cause.
They have to have a special pleading.
It is literally like
count.
It is a sleazy, lawyerlistically type of unphysics type nonsense. It's something that is wording itself into existence, because now you have to say, well, God is eternal. Can you prove the universe
never
didn't
began
come
to
into
exist?
existence? Well, actually, the singularity, as far as we can tell, was there. The Big Bang is just an expansion event, but that's not neither here nor there. Anyway, let's move forward.
Energy always existed, as far as we can tell.
Well, energy and matter cannot be created nor destroyed. And if you don't like that in a passive text, let me reword that for you. Energy and matter cannot have a creator. Do you see? Because it can't be created.
From physics, that energy and matter are two manifestations of the same fundamental thing. It's just energy can be converted to matter. Matter can be they're the same thing, just a different expression of it, a different form of the same fundamental thing. It's just interactions with quantum fields and stuff. But
and quantum fields, as far as we can tell, actually an educated guess instead of just a guess, which is what
seems to be the fundamental basis of everything. Seems to be quantum fields.
And so, okay, let's just move forward. They don't want to talk about everything existing. They would have to be special pleading, and they are still special pleading when they deny you a universe being eternal. But we all know those arguments. They go nowhere. Let's go to a contingency argument and talk about what's necessary, which is also peanut butter, specifically. Premise 1. Human imagination creates most of the gods on Earth. Look at that. Didn't say all. Come on, Christians. You believe that, don't you? Imagination
most of them are made up, right?
Exactly. Well, they say every other god but ours, right? So you have to grant me that. Some of them have to be. Sure. You could even say most. Imagination is contingent on the human mind. Human imaginations create... Oh, conclusion, because that was premise 2. Human imagination creates most of the gods on Earth. Imagination is contingent on the human mind. Therefore, gods on Earth are contingent on the human mind. I guess the same. All right. That was should I guess say most, but most gods. Oh no, it said most gods on Earth. I included the most right before. Yes. Thank you. Okay. Blah 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 blah. So we now have a conclusion here in our head, because this is leading up to the trifecta. At least now we can say, listen, your Christian God, your Muslim God, you have the real one. But hey, all these other gods, they're contingent on the human mind. Imagination. They would just wash away. I guess that brings us to argument number 3. From a kalam to a contingency to what I call my anti-specific religion. Premise 1. It's logical to assume most gods on Earth are contingent on the human mind. Huh? We all ready? Premise 2. We have no good evidence for the Muslim God existing over any other god. Hey, why not do Christian or insert yours? Conclusion. Most gods on Earth are contingent on the human mind, and we have no good evidence for the Muslim God existing over any other. Therefore, it's logical to assume the Muslim God is contingent on the human mind. But I'm sending love to all of you out there, theists. You're gonna give us good evidence.
They can't all be right, but they can't all be wrong, and they probably all are wrong.
Yeah. Looks that way. If we don't have any good evidence to differentiate your God existing from any other God, and all the other gods seem to be based on imagination, I have bad news for you. All right.
Come up with some evidence. Do it.
Do it. Do it to me.
We'll be waiting, but we're not going to hold our breath while we wait.
I just had to get that off my chest because we deal with so many pro-theistic theological arguments that you need to get out of your limitations. What's up, Stephanie? Sending love to John Vance hanging with us, and Christian Tsunami and Tim and Beamsy. What is up? And everybody. We were doing shout outs. We were doing the Miller shout. I couldn't help myself and all that. Yeah. We have to continue to roast. I mean, in retrospect, James, no matter how long our streams are, they're not going to be 10 to 15 years, right?
I wouldn't challenge that.
Wouldn't challenge that. Exactly.
Don't make it a challenge.
Don't make exactly.
Don't speak that into existence.
Sending love to everyone out there. Sending love to the one, the only. Well, we had Duchess of Clutches bring up the suches and subjects already, but sending love as well, a double scooping, because James, I think, was saying this. I was saying this as well. The only group of people that still defends slavery, going around and grabbing people as moral, is religion. So thank you so very much. Sending love to Rachel Holen, reminding you that slavery can be done better in a BDSM context. And with lots of pink fuzzy cuffs. When these people get chained to the bed, it's because they were wearing thongs and hopefully something satin. Satin. 50% softer than Satan. Without permission. Naughty, naughty, naughty.
Naughty.
Sending so much love, Rachel Holland. And sending so much love to Senator Cato. Sending so much love to Duchess. And sending so much love, Senator Cato, reminding us we separate the separation of church and state. We cannot help ourselves because it's the right thing to do. Our founders, all the love and hate for the slavery, the deists actually knew and were enlightened enough to know that it should not be one religion in control. Really shouldn't be, because it's not going to be the Second Baptist Church in control when you're the First Baptist. It's going to be the Third Baptist Church, which hates both you guys. Sending love to Senator Cato, sending love to davegar, reminding us of the separation of church and state. Oh, need to send love out to Tsunami Show. Well, no, I just saw, I couldn't help it. Just sending love out. Because we got to support each other. But yes, as well as davegar. davegar is amazing. Reminding us, and I have to attune myself and get just my physics scalpel more in tuned. I have a decent level of cosmology information from just a lay level, once again, because all of these people don't have any actual degrees. These flat earthers. Once got in a debate with one that said she had a graphic design degree. Okay, yes, I have a graphic design degree. That's fantastic. That does not make you a physicist.
Or a cosmologist,
Or a cosmologist.
geologist, astronomer. No, none of it.
But that's an argument from I don't have authority to make any of these arguments. Yes, that's the correct. You really don't. Sure. That was the best thing is that, and I feel bad. Let me tell you. I listened to MC Toon, and that was a fantastic podcast. I still feel bad because I look at his name and I just intrinsically say McToon. I know he considers that an insult, but I think that just take all that stuff as a badge of honor. As well, as far as I could tell, it's just easy for me. Nonetheless, he did amazing tonight. And that lady, oh my goddess, like sitting there and just having her, because she said as a throwaway comment that she was smarter than Einstein, but then he was like, I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, but haba. And just had her like really linger, like marinate on her really trying to claim that she was smarter than the man who gave us general and special relativity. But, once again, James, when you go to University of Basement, you get your degree in 4 days.
MC Toon, he was showing her experiments that she said don't exist, and then she mentioned Michelson Morley. He's like, I don't want to talk about you don't want to talk about Michelson Morley, really? You don't want to talk about
No surprise.
Well, there's no rotation. Oh, well, would you like me to show you an experiment that does show rotation? No, I don't. No. What else? What other claim did she make? Something about rainbows can't be made indoors.
Oh my goodness gracious!
They depend on the sky to refract it.
She was talking about triple rainbows. 15 minutes or longer on triple rainbows. Like, I'm like, is she a living meme? Like, yes. And she kept on saying, that's impossible. And he's like, but there's a photo. Look at the photo. And she would be like, well, it's from the mainstream media. So what's yours from?
Do you remember when he asked, like, okay, so if I show you a rainbow indoors, what are you gonna do? Are you just gonna come up? And she's like, oh, is it that one? Oh, well, didn't he had metal on the ceiling there, so that doesn't count. It's like, do you actually care about this shit, or you just want an excuse?
No, he doesn't.
You just want an excuse to believe in your fairy tale. And you remember the sound waves going through the water, and that's the Big Bang. This is just you have to watch the podcast if you're into flat earthers and
I've been trying to dip my feet because I feel like it is the best vaccine to these people is just middle school level. Once again, the first time you hear them, they sound authoritative because they use a tone, not her. Oh, goodness Lord, not this lady. But I'm trying to remember who is it Adam Dubay? I'm probably saying the wrong. There's some stupid person that they always point to that is
Mark
like
Sargent, Adam Dubay.
I think it's all these people that
one of them.
Yeah,
all the clowns, like the 37 of them that get out of the back of a 1992 Toyota Camry.
Anyway, sending love to. I'm gonna burp again. Excuse me. Sponsored by Brando. What plants crave. As well as, thank you, davegar. We're trying to really get rid of the round, get rid of the round Earth, get rid of the young Earth, flat Earth. Just if we could just get people to agree about the age and the shape of the Earth. But sending love too, as we trigger basically all of the fundies. Sending love to Emily, reminding us that LGBTQ people greater than God. If you want to do an answer, like boo boo boo. And yes, yeah, I was gonna say at least they exist.
They're real.
We're sending love to the the trans and gay, queer folk that are theists. I'm so sorry. I mean, we'll always love you because we're secular, and so we're not going to judge who you are as a human being. We'll think you're silly for being a theist, but we're still going to invite you to karaoke because, once again, we're just atheists.
Do you remember on the show when she kept? This is why I thought, like, oh, if we could get her on the show, this show, it would be gold. Because she keeps asking, "Where's your pole? Where's your pole? Where's your pole?" She talk about the North Pole, and then thinking like, "Amy, where's the pole? Where's your pole?"
Oh, I think I need to get also a long pole that I can just hang from the ceiling.
Yeah, where's your pole?
That's a different podcast. Yes. But sending so much love to all of our lieutenants out there for supporting us and the captains of the girl deck. Boo doo boo boo. Our girl deck being, of course, anyone who is 2 out of 3 out there on our levels of sponsorship to our subscribers, followers, and Patreons, but also sending love to Ian Davenport. Boom, boom, boom,
Ian.
boom, boom, reminding us that, well, watchmaker arguments, so all the apologetics suck. I feel like my arguments, and not only do I feel, I think my arguments were sound and valid. Theists, please tell me where I'm wrong. I'm waiting for it. But I'm sending love to Ian Davenport.
Thanks, Ian.
That we love you. Thank you for the support. Do. And sending love
You're
to
a
Ian.
bad man, Beamsy.
Oh my, you're a bad boy. Though I always appreciate a man who appreciates a nice ass. Be on a fine man or a woman. That's my wonders of being bisexual. Anyway, the universe, the galaxy in your hand. Matt Deig reminding us that we have theories. If you use the sense it's just a theory, you need to just take a science class. Please, any. Physics, biology, geology. Not Scientology, but one of the hard sciences. And I'm not talking about the stuff on Pornhub. That is also fantastic, though. They're doing a movie about Pornhub. The Pornhub Empire. We're looking for, I hope it wins an Oscar. Going last, but certainly not least, we're sending love to Matt Deig. No, not Matt Deig. Well, he is Matt Last. He is amazing. To Rejos. I pulled up the thing, the brain, and yet it's still, the gears exploded. Sending love to Rejos, reminding us that we are, I'm pretty sure this year, going to do a Skeptic Bible Study. Is it going to be this year? I'm pretty sure this year. We're going to try and make it this year.
On the calendar.
On the calendar. Sending love to Rejos as we get knee deep in Joshua. He's supposed to be the younger guy. Thank you so very much, John Doe. I always try and match my outfits with, like, well, yes, not only fully accessorized, except for the my magnet necklace, which broke, but no, this is what I was trying to take it off. That's a little bit different. Vogue, thank you for the cool flying spaghetti monster as well. But with that, I think we're going to send love. And during our Skeptic Bible Study, we try to greet everybody on screen. We will keep on saying hi to you. We have done our shilling. I'll do it. I'll send it out there. But how many times can you really spill the shill? And thank you to all of our supporters who do.
Thanks,
But
guys.
like, we will keep on saying hi to you, especially if you tag us at James W. or at Amy Newman. We'll try and read your comment all out loud. However, if you would like to get your question, thought, one-liner shown up and marinated on stage in all its loving glory with props and fun, don't forget to send in those super chats. It helps support the show, keep the lights on, and more fun stuff. The Lord of Props. I was filling out information to summon him, and so he is a coming. Looking forward to that, to host from James W. and myself to you, the skeptic and ranting community, for liking a prop comedian, and for guys, most of you are all nerds. You're all geeks. I know, because you come to my D&D game and you all suck at rolling. A 3.
You guys watch her Minecraft stream.
Oh, baby lady. I've been playing Minecraft, though I went AFK.
I saw you were on it all day.
Well, yeah, and so doing that was with Rachel. We were both playing. Though I think, like I said, at one point I think I passed out. But we are getting ready to do Skeptic Gaming Episode 1 Minecraft. And so we'll do Minecraft as... Can I tell you that the weird thing we were...
You can kill it.
That's true. That is very true.
You know what movie that's from?
Is that from a alien movie?
The first Predator.
It sounds like it sounds like a camera.
Like 87, like 86, 87, whatever year that movie came out.
Can I also
tell you that movie was... that movie scared the crap out of me when I was
really?
Was I like 6? That movie and the original Freddy Krueger movies, when those started coming out, that used to...
Can I tell you the secret to great dialogue? This is just a James Cameron. It's not, and this is, once again, I learned this from smarter people than myself. This is just a James Cameron, Quentin Tarantino tip. When you are a new writer, you want to say everything. You want your characters to say everything. But you should actually have them, they should be doing things. That says more. And so you should be like a sentence. 2 sentences, you're monologuing. And so boom, boom. And that's where you get those great lines. That's where you get into the job. I'll be back.
Stick around.
I'm trying to think of a Quentin Tarantino line, but that's what he's known for, is that type of witty, fast dialogue. And so, I was gonna say something too. I had something else, but I completely lost that train of thought.
Crystal.
Good night, Pragmatic Crystal. Thank you so very much. I want to give a shout out to Pragmatic Crystal, who has been sticking around with us basically since the beginning. And I swear, we just need to maybe just do like tied together. There are some people that have Bill Burr life advice, and they're like 11-hour long videos. And it's just Bill Burr ranting for 11 hours. I swear we just need to do that sometimes.
We did do our first hour without a Bill Burr reference, but it's okay. We're on hour 2.
We're on hour 2. Exactly. Listen, I'm trying to think if there's anything else culture-wise. There was something I wanted to say, but now I'm sure my brain will come back to it. And so I guess let's just break it into our categories. Yeah. With that, after the chapters are done, we will be switching into pods. We will be getting into pods. This is what the atheist envisioned the whole time, I think. Yes, that's such a freaking what?
Was that the R or the Matto Honey debate?
It might have been. It was either one. It was either R and R or it was Matt Dillahunty. Yeah, I think Matt Dillahunty versus
atheists want us all
we were in the Matrix.
Watch in our pods with our porn, our Marvel movies, playing video games, and doing drugs.
Mr. Dillahunty.
What sounds bad to you about that? What sounds like?
Are you saying the robots cut us in a sweet deal? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Yeah.
Anyway, this may be the first time to our Bible series. So you may be asking, what Bible are they about to read, James? This is crazy. Well, that's a fantastic question that you just asked.
Wackyville.
So that brings us to our categories video.
Before we begin, I'm going to start by going over the specific Bible we'll be reading, along with some helpful category marks. Categories, you say? Why, yes I do. You see, we're going to be reading from the Skeptic's Annotated Bible, an entire King James Bible lovingly fawned over by a skeptic who decided he would add his own notations. These are little flagpoles of sanity put in use to remind us that, hey, maybe slavery is evil, including categories like absurdity, injustice, and cruelty, but also a good amount of intolerance, contradictions, and conflicts with science or history. That doesn't mean it's not packed full of misogyny, false prophecy, and some questionable biblical family values. Now, we won't skip the good parts that the Bible has, only that these passages seem far fewer in number than any priest or pastor seems to suggest. So without further ado, won't you come join the skeptic crew?
They came.
Woo-hoo! They came, they saw. I love you all. And all right. With that, welcome everyone to our Skeptic Bible Study. On the previous episode, Joshua cleans house. We continued the book of Joshua as the man himself genocided 20 kingdoms, destroyed the Anarchem Asylum. Damn you, Batman. And the Israelites killed 33 kings, and took their land. As you do. James, I wonder what is going to lead into this chapter. As we have a good time, or had a good time, cleaning out their closet in Joshua's chapters 11 and 12.
It's all clean now. It's empty.
Oh, it's empty. There's a little blood, but we mostly got that out. We used a little bit of hydrogen peroxide, a little bit of elbow grease.
KY.
In this episode, KY, Joshua divides the conquered. We continue the book of Joshua as he divides the conquered and unconquered land. As you do. That'll never have any worldwide consequences later on. Then God distributes that land lot by lot. So won't you join James W. and myself, Amy Newman, as we conquer our way to a good time in Joshua chapters 13 and 14. Oh my. Oh, and I forgot to send it out to our friends into the Discords. So let me also just do that. I can't help myself. Do. I'll say, come have some fun.
They already came.
Are you going to hear me type? I'm sorry.
They'll get over it.
All right. We're going to send that into 1, we're gonna send that into another, and then I'm gonna stop talking about it to pretend like I didn't just do that. Anyway, welcome to our Skeptic Bible Study. People were getting murdered in our last episode, and now they're about to go into spoils. Biblical morality, James. It never stops.
Well, I mean, we killed them. Now, what are we gonna do with all their shit? I mean, hey.
Exactly. James, now we got all this nice stuff. We're like, what the fuck are we supposed to do with all these conquered people's things? And so, gotta do something with it.
I mean, just truckloads of dildos and porn. What do you got?
Exactly, Tim. It's dibs. And look, if you actually say like that God said it's okay right before you kill them, it actually makes it kind of okay. I'm pretty sure, basically. Anyway, we're going into Joshua chapter 13.
Are we?
What is up? Oh, and saying hi in the Twitchosphere. What is up? Did I find gold? We're trying to find some. I'm busy writing my show as of yesterday. Woohoo! Well, sending love. I hope your show is awesome. This is my shit. We're going in. That is, we like to think of ourselves as not your mama's or your daddy's Bible study. We might be a little bit more late night, but we like having fun here. We are just reading it straight mostly through. Well, straight as in, liking the other sex. And so we make the Christian and the Muslim texts make out. That's what I meant. Anyway, Joshua divides the conquered. We have 3 different chapter categories here. Categories, you say.
Yes,
we have... we have... Not only is it the most exciting of all chapters, because he's clearly just sorting things out, but we have to have a little bit of absurdity. Because, James, don't you know that when you were reading the Bible, it was always like a big laugh fest? I'm pretty sure now. Yes. It's one of those things that you just can't stop falling out of your chair. As well as we remember as the scientific text that the Bible was. It's not only a historical document, it's a science document. And we're going to learn that today as we get into Joshua chapter 13 and we conquer and give out some shit. Other people's shit, but... And can I tell you something, James? This is not my own bit. This is someone wiser than my own, but everyone else's stuff is shit. But you know what? Your shit, it's stuff. You ever notice that?
I guess so. I can't argue with you there. Claire?
Do. Talking to Claire. Let me tell you. I don't know why I should say such a thing. I hear the word. I just want to upset the Christians and the creationists as much as possible. But it is a running joke, and I didn't do this. But that is the name of my genitals, is Claire. So I'll know that.
I don't know why anybody would think that I support Nazism.
Oh, that Claire. Gotcha. That Claire is crazy.
Now that we're talking about him, is he really are we really sure he was the bad guy? No. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was bad.
Sure. I've been trying to think of the name because I wanted to make the joke. 21 Jump Street. But I would take 21 Jump Street now being more holy than anything we're about to read. Because
the modern remake with Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum.
Yes. Very specifically. Because we could at least claim it cured one anti-Semite. I don't know if you've heard this. But Kanye West claims to now be supportive of Jews because he saw 21 Jump Street, and he now blames Jonah Hill of his now support of Judaism. I couldn't make this up if I tried. Like,
really?
I feel like I'm setting up
So
a
he saw a
joke.
Jewish person in a movie, and now he's never seen a Jewish person in a movie before?
Yes, that is what I guess I am telling you.
Never watched Friends, or
So yeah,
because as you know, Amy, are they control the media? They're all over. You can't turn a movie without. They're all over. I mean, they run the whole place. He's never seen one before.
But I just want to thank, I want to thank love to the Jewish prophet, who I think has not only sacrificed, he was ridiculed, he has been tortured by his peers and those around him when he himself was a good man, a gentleman. And so I, without a doubt, even though we get told all the time that we were against him week after week, we get told that we are an anti-him channel, and yet I really do have to say I'm now pro Jonah Hill.
I mean, I've never. Were we anti Jonah Hill?
Listen, day in, day out, we have been trying to go after this Jewish Messiah, and it has to end. It has to end. And with that, oh my goodness, this is the timeline we live in.
Maybe you should see 22 Jump Street, and maybe he'll have a change of heart.
That's that where the robots take over.
Must be.
That's where they get it's a third buddy cop. Anyway, Joshua divides the conquered. I'm sure whatever we were just talking about was going to be just as exciting as what we're about to be reading.
Dick Cheney shapeshifts into the reptilian xenomorph and then gives birth to Cher out of his mouth.
How did you know about my last Thanksgiving? Were you there?
I mean, is it? Yeah, I mean, the babies, the Christian babies in the blender, and you juice them for the kids because they might not be used to just biting right into the head.
Though very specifically, they were all on estrogen, so it's okay. I assume.
Massive doses of it.
Massive doses. And with that, chapter 13. Now Joshua, our main man. If you don't know who Joshua Smoshua is, well, he was Moses without a beard. He's been taken over since Moses, and let me tell you, Moses is like half this book so far. But now Joshua was old. All good things must come to an end. Wow. He ain't that old, apparently. Anyway, he's old now and stricken in years. And the Lord Barbaretta.
Stricken in years. Fuck.
Stricken. He said, look, I have been and remaineth yet with very much land to be possessed. There's lots of people out there that I still haven't conquered, and I'm so old. And would you mind if I went out there and conquered that land? This is the land that yet remaineth, and I don't know if you had seen any of our last chapters, but I'm not really into peace treaties. It's not like kind of our thing. And so all the borders of the Philistines...
They're not really very fun, are they?
No, they are not big on diplomats.
Peace treaties are no fun.
Mm-mm.
I mean, what's more badass, Amy, talking to a diplomat or going, "This is Sparta," or "I am Yahweh," and killing him. Yeah, do it.
I just kicked my desk. That was worth it.
I
Anyway,
am
this is.
Yahweh.
I am definitely the most morally, objectively good guy. Oh my god, but he's taking people's land. Anyway, all the borders of the Philistinites and the Jerusalem's, from Sahara Desert to your mom, which is before New York. Once again, this is a real place that is in the Bible, and it's a real place that exists even today. Basically, Bible confirmed.
Well,
Hey,
Smokey and the Bandit had Texarkana, Texas in it, and I'm pretty sure that's a real place.
exactly.
Therefore, Buford T. Justice is going to come arrest you.
And New York is real in Spider-Man, and so I do believe that Spider-Man is real. Also, what's up, Pookykins? We need as much clarification. Yes, I will have to say that had to be put on record. I had to very specifically. Even onto the borders of Ukraine, Elon Muskaran northward. We're going to have to go to the wall. That's what this is saying. Which is counted to the Canaanites. Let me tell you, the Canaanites are no longer Anats. They Canadeds. 5 lords. I'll take 5 lords, please, of the Philistines. And the
5 lords of leaping? Or...
Yes, 5 lords a leaping. 6 Philistines a stabbing. 7 Gazazahats. Are we going to take some land? What? That would never happen. I'm just kidding. Honestly, I blame both of those religions.
I mean,
It's both of
Amy,
their fault.
the land, it all belongs to God. So, I mean, he created it, so he can give it to whoever he wants, right? I mean,
Yes.
it's God's land.
Well, if they would just be non-believers, they would say, hey, maybe we should just share our toys and just share our desert and create an oasis here instead of trying to pray to something that doesn't exist.
But then why would they need to kill each other? You see why would they need to kill each other then?
James, this is our most hippy dippy that we're allowed to get tonight. It's okay though.
Yes.
Anyway, and the Ash Ketchums, and the Eskimo Knots, and the Gillette Razor Knots, and the Ekronauts, and the Aviots. They were all lost their shit. Not a goddamn one of them. From the south side, well, they lost their shit too. All the lands of the Canaanites, and I'm pretty sure that this is a mirage. That is beside the Sinduans. Onto the alpacas in here, and I'll pack your shut right over my house.
We have lots of alpacas at Dinosaur Adventureland.
Yes, I assume so.
I have extensive videos of the alpacas mating. Would you like to watch?
Oh, I would, but only if they're 15 feet.
Well, no, I mean,
Or
on
15
the
inches.
penis-sized chart, the alpaca is not quite that big, but I mean, I could go into I could talk about alpaca dicks for hours if you'd like to hear all about them.
James, who couldn't? And with that, we're jumping more into taking people's shit. All the inhabitants of the hill country. Oh, good. Now we're at least going down to the south. All right. From fantastic Lebanese food down to fantastic, we'll just pretend that says Mesopotamian food. And all of the Sudanans, them will I drive out before them, because I am the children of the corn of Israel.
Shmishmal.
That's right. Only divide thou it by lot. Not the guy. I just like cutting things up by lot. On to the Israelites.
Shmishmalites.
For an inheritance. Oh, I'm glad you have a will for all the people you killed, as I have commanded thee. And he loves commandments. Like, he puts
does
that
he ever.
shit on everything. Okay, what were we just reading? Beyond all of our nonsense.
He goes
Joshua
to Taco
was
Bell,
old.
and then he's like, read back the order as I have commanded thee.
Oh my god, 2 doubles with cheese, no burgers.
As I commanded you, 2 doubles with cheese.
Bread on the side, alright,
As
fine.
I commanded thee, bread on the side. I commanded thee, no onions.
It doesn't really make
Thou
it
hast
official.
Put onions on my burger.
You have to have commanded thee, or else it doesn't really count. Also, it helps if it's a list. I don't know if you could just, like, get that.
Is that like
PowerPoint
Simon
list.
Says?
Yes.
Like, oh, I didn't command thee. Ha ha.
Didn't say my name. But yes, when we read, Joshua was old, like super old. And God said to him, damn, you are old. There's still a lot of land for Israel to possess. Come on. I know you're old, but get to it. I'll help you possess it by driving out all your inhabitants. And I don't know why I had to point out that you were old, but there you go. Now, therefore, a new divide this land for an inheritance onto the 9 tribes. It's going to be 9 in the afternoon. And half of the tribe is going to be drunk off their ass on Manischewitz wine from the tribe of Manischewitz.
Definitely.
It's okay, though. They're going to be with them of the Reubenites. The day of Reubenites will be there with the sad Gadites. Not a surprising alliance. Have received their inheritance. That's good. With Charlton Heston gave them, he signed it in their will. Charlton Heston, of course, is now long dead. Beyond the Jordan Peterson, wearing his Michael Jordans eastward. Even as Charlton Heston, that sexy slave in a maid outfit of the Lord, gave them, which is how God likes his men, femboys. From Aurora Borealis, that is upon the bank of the river. It looks so pretty. Aaron Ra was looking at it from the city. It's out there in the midst of the river. Go check it out. And all the plains men and all the plains women fell down that day. They were getting good madabs until...
Yeah, all of them, huh?
All of them. Until they were feeling a bit dibbin'. Which is, you know, yes, how you feel. It's my new emotion for when you get too full, but you don't want to say so to God. You're a little bit dibbing.
You don't want to eat that quail.
Don't eat that quail. You know what's
Don't
terrible? It's a terrible story, but it's a true story because I love freaking. What are they? Not swans, geese. But like there used to be so much geese in the neighborhood that I was growing up in, and someone did not like geese because they crapped on everything. And one day, let's just say, woke up to the geese-a-side. I was like, holy moly.
Someone out there killing geese?
Poison the grass.
No.
I feel bad for even saying that out loud. Because that was a shoot. But don't eat that quail. But also don't eat that quail. Because someone did that to a human. And thank you, Lick Wounds, sending love out to doing the Lord's work. I hope you have a good time. Though I actually love birds, even though I love chicken. Chickens may not be the best example. However, birds are intelligent creatures. Ravens are highly intelligent creatures. They pass the mirror test. All right. James is right. If you're asking why don't eat that quail, it's because Israelites asked to eat food at one point, and
You see, God took them out of Egypt, and he sent them in the desert, and they didn't have any food, and they were thinking, well, it sucked being slaves, but at least we had food. Now God brought us out of Egypt, and we don't have any food. And then God's like, oh, I got you guys out of Egypt. Now I have to give you guys food too. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you guys hungry? Did you want something to eat?
You want everything.
Did you want me to feed you? Oh, all right. Well, we'll fix you something right up, Israelites, Ishmaelites. Come on down to my buffet.
Come on down. We're going to have your last meal.
Like, really, God? Really? Yeah. Take a share. Eat some quail.
Take as much as you want.
Hungry? Yeah, go ahead.
Some say it'll help you lose weight.
And then they die as soon as they eat it.
Oh, moral God. We're reading Joshua chapter 13. All the kingdom of Og. That's a real place in the Bible. Og. But it's okay. It's in Banshan, where everyone was banished, which reigned in Azeroth. Fantastic place. I was level 60 there. And Edra, who remained of the remnant of giants. Unfortunately, this paragraph, no joke, is one of the evidences used when we talk to Christians who believe in giants, or I guess Muslims or Jews, that try to convince us that giants were real. I can't believe we have to do this PSA because we tend to be a channel that talks more about the size of 15-foot whale dongs, but like giants didn't exist. So PSA out there. We're doing the Lord's work, James. The Lord. For these did Moses Charlton Heston smite. He cast a level 60 spell and he cast them out. Wow. Really is saying that, Moses killed the giants. I mean, that is what it said in earlier chapters, but if you need a reminder that these books are just filled with actual science. Nevertheless, they persisted, the children of the corn of Israel. Expelled not the, can you guess our Namorites? Nor the we're kind of masochistonites, but the can you guess our Namorites and the masochistonites dwelled among the Israelites until this day. Wow, that's even to this day, James.
Still, yeah, absolutely.
And that's interesting, Tim. I don't know. Did giant orangutan?
Passes the test of time.
Only unto the tribes of Levi's genes did they have really thick asses, and gave none of his inheritance, not a single one. The sacrifices, and oh my, do they love their sacrifices for the Lord Bob. James, what is with sacrificial logic? Why do they have to kill things and people? Why?
Because that's how God set it up, Amy, when he made the universe.
Someone's got to pay. And he said
sin requires a blood atonement because he said it does. So therefore, it does because he set it up that way, you see.
Ba-da-bum-bum, Levi's genes. And Charlton Heston gave it his all. He went on to Egyptian Idol.
Put it all in.
He put it all in. Onto the tribe of the children of the corn, of the Reubenites' inheritance according to their families, and to coast, Ghost
AM.
I know. It used to be a funny show. I'm trying to send proper shoutouts to a whore that is on the bank, on the river, on Ornan. And the city is in the midst of the river, and on the plain by your mom. Ho, ho. Yeah. Also, I'm going to take a sip.
Ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho.
Yes. Ho, ho, ho. And I'll take my hash browns and all their cities. If you don't mind, I'll take them crispy, as in we're going to burn the cities to the ground. Plain Dibbin. Oh, my Dibbin. And Behethemabal. Hey, I get called that often. And a Behethel Not them. And Jezebel. And Keed in your mouth. And methamphetamines. And Kajart has wares if you have coin. Khajiit. There we go. And Simba. Everything beyond what the light touches is yours. And his father, Zarthashar. Everyone loves Zarthashar. He was a great man. In Mount of the Hidden Valley Rams. He was a man of his time. And Beathapir. He was a little bit late to class, but we still love Bethapir. He's trying. Ash Ketchum, Pig Zaha.
Man for all seasons.
Exactly. Who named after his father, Ash Ketchum. Ash Ketchum, Pig Zadah is the offspring of both Ash and Man Bear Pig. A beautiful couple. And Beelzebub in your mouth. Right over here. Lovely. Isn't the Bible lovely, James? It just
keeps like getting better and better.
It's like chocolate sauce in your mouth. And all the cities of the plain started to sing. And the kingdom of the Cheyenne, king of the Amorites, which reigned in a hash brown, whom Charlton Heston smote with the princes of Midian from Final Fantasy VII. And Evie wrecked them. She wrecked them so hard in the rectum. They went zurr. That's the sound they made. And Rebecca was watching. That's what she's into. Don't shame Rebecca. Which were dukes of Simba, as you do, dwelling in their country butter sauce. I'm sorry, what were we all reading? Oh, Moses smote the shit out of all of them. Cast them out of the kingdom of Og, which were the remnants of the giants. They actually got rid of giants. That's what all of that nonsense they were trying to say. They got rid of lots of people. Like, they cleared house on a whole bunch of people that they were not the landlords to. Boom, 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 boom. They took everybody's stuff, and it's gone. Yes, they razzed.
Yes.
Listen, I like to think that it was a very literal interpretation. Anyway, we're rolling through Joshua chapter 13. Very literal, one of those. And we went to the border. I don't know if it was Mexico or Canada. Maybe we were in the Middle East. Who knows? We were in maybe somewhere between Pakistan and India. Maybe we were over there. Which once again, it kills me that there are religious feuds. You go into that history. Doo-doo-doo-ba-doo-boo. And the border of the children of the Reubenites was the Jordan Peterson wearing his Michael Jordans and the border thereof. This was their inheritance. They were going to fight for it. And the children of Dave Rubin, after their families and the cities and the villages from Minecraft thereof. Yeah. Very excited to be going to be playing. Oh, I remembered the half thing I was going to say is that you will see how I play Minecraft, unfortunately, which is right now, like in our little culture thing, Rachel and I basically are on the Industrial Revolutionary Age. Like you start like basically in the middle of the wilderness, you know, in trying to just build caves and survive. And we now have machinery and borderline like computer level agriculture. It's very fascinating, but I know you're like, yeah, it's very fascinating. But sending love to everyone out there that is either we're tucking into bed or you're making a sandwich or you're at work and we're actually trying to invigorate you because we're sending love out there. Caves, not that hard to put a few twigs and leaves, baby. That's right. One day a cave is a major luxury. That's true. Cave actually is just a great shelter. Let me tell you. Which, speaking of which, we'll probably one day get onto games like Rust, even though it gives me PTSD. But why not? I have Age of Steam probes, you know. What's up, Doorknob Head? Well, it's just you start out trying to get at agriculture. You start out trying to kill things for food. And then you get basic, you know, you get wheat you're able to grow. And then after you've found enough vegetables, you're growing vegetables. And then you're growing, you have different kinds of vegetables. And then you're like, hey, I want to create levers that I can pull so that it automatically gathers the vegetables. And then you're like, I want to have a drainage system so that when I pull the lever, it actually just sends all of the carrots down to me. It is crazy how you go through a mirror of like civilization. We live in a metropolis. That's the word I keep on using. Like it was a village. We don't live in a village, which is what it started. We don't live in a city. We live in a metropolis. It is gigantic with a whole bunch of different NPCs and stuff. And that's what I'm probably going to do in here, because that's probably what I'd do in a post-apocalyptic world if we had to start. Oh, Walking Dead, I'm sending love. That's what everyone tries to do, though. And then some, you get somebody out there. I won't name any type of, you know, specific villains out there, but there just always seems to be people that come around and ruin things for people. Oh, what is a good TV show if you can't have arcs and have people eventually be bad and good? And anyway, Joshua chapter 13 coming forward. I'm looking forward to those streams though, because I think they'll be fun. And I'll also have StreamYard links for any creationist that wants to join. You'll be able to join as well in the Skeptic and Ranting if you just want to play with us and fondle our Minecraft server and play along. And all right, a whore, a rabbi. I think we read. We are on 25. Gave inheritance to families. We're around villages. We must be around villages because I got into Minecraft. That must be the only reason. So we'll go with 24. And Moses, Charlton Heston, gave a big old fat inheritance onto the tribe of Gadsad. He said, even unto the children of Gadsad, according to their families, because I'm sure you deserve it. And their coast was, was it Jazar? It was so Jazar, and all the cities of Gillette Razor, and half which, by the way, they cut really close, and half the land of the children of Ammon from Korah, the airbender, onto Ahua, which is how Bill Burr, I can't help saying it, how he does. That is before Rabbah. Your Rabbah here, your Rabbah ha, a rabbi all over the place. And from hash browns onto Rama Mizpah and Bo Benetim. You have to take this to make sure that you have a healthy butt muscle. Sure. And Manahanahim onto the border of Debbie. It's very specifically Debbie. Debbie has her own country now. Yes. And in the Hidden Valley Ranch, where Beth got her own country too. Everyone's getting their own country. Beth's rival, Beth number 2, in Beth-Rehinarama. Freaking Beth-Rehinarama. They have to set up their country right across from us. And Suck Off. By the way, everyone is happy in this town.
There you go.
I don't know why, but I just want to travel to Suck Off.
They're all very happy.
Always got a smile on their face. And to Zac Efron, the town, has great hair. Might not want to. Also trying to get everyone to suck him off, but that's a different problem. The rest of the kingdom of Simba, king of hash browns. I had no idea you could be king of Denny's, but there you go. And Jordan Peterson wearing his Michael Jordans across the river, across the border, even onto the edge of cinnamon rolls, and onto the other side of Jordan Peterson, wearing his Michael Jordans eastward. Beth was the original Karen? Probably. I assume so. Excuse me, can I speak with your deity? This is the inheritance of this is the will
yes, Karen.
of Gaza. Ugh. Yes, Karen Rethra. I'm going to have something shoved up your Karen Rethra. This is the inheritance of the children of the corn of Gadsad after their families, the cities, and their villages, and their Minecraft villages. Meh.
The original Karen.
The original Karen. And Charlton Heston gave all he could. He gave all his inheritance, but he's dead, so it doesn't really matter. Onto half the tribe of Manischewitz. And this was the possession of the half of the tribe that he liked. The other half of the tribe he kind of cut out of their will. Of the children of Manischewitz wine by their families. And they went coast to coast. Space Ghost was with Manahim. Maya hoo, Maya ha ha. All the banshees and all the kingdom of Og. Kingdom of the banshee. This is my banshee. And all the towns of Jar and all the towns of Mar. Yeah, exactly. But this one's my Banshin. Which are in Banshin. They are in this Banshin 70 cities ago. And half of the Gillette's Razors and the Azeroths with their level 60 paladins and Eriduran cities of the kingdom of Og in Banshin. You have no idea how satisfying it is to say Og. were pertaining unto
Oh,
the
I do.
children of the
I do.
corn of Machar, the son of Manasavit's wine, even to the 1.5 children. 1.5 children. That's not even us saying that. What the fuck are you talking? Okay. Of the Menchar by their families. These are the countries which Charlton Heston did distribute for their inheritance on the plains of Moab, on the other side of the Jordan Peterson River, by Jericho, the Jericho,
Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho, eastward. But onto the tribe of only very specifically the Levi pants wearing Charlton Heston gave not a goddamn thing on his inheritance. The Lord Bob, this lovely lady, gave of Israel Shmishmael was their inheritance, as he said, onto them.
Woohoo!
That's deep. Woohoo! James, this is nonsense. But yeah.
I mean,
oh, what did we just read? I can't just say that Moses smote the kingdom cast out. Let me make sure I read. Divide by landing, cast lot among the 9 tribes and the half tribe of the Manasseh. The Reubenites and the Gadites never received their inheritance from Moses. How nice of them. Moses smote and cast out the kingdom of
smoke Moses.
Og, not Oz. Setting love to Oz, who is an amazing human being, setting love to Oz agenda, #Tangai, which were the remnants of giants, #bullshit. The Israelites killed Lipbom with the sword, and they needed all of that space to tell us that, all those words. Paid by the letter, James, paid by the letter.
Damn right.
All right,
Scribe's got a good deal writing this shit.
Indeed. And I'm going to be right back, and then we're going to read chapter 14. I'm sorry. I'm going to read, because we just read 13. We're going to read chapter 14 a little bit shorter, and then we're going to be jumping into the open mic. So, James, anything on the docket? I know I might have a debate coming up with a kind of like a flat earther, a truther. A 7-Eleven was a part-time jobber, but she was nice, and I said I'd have a conversation with her.
Where? What platform?
It's probably gonna be on her channel, and then I'll probably just put it on ours. And then we're going to be having Duchess of Clutches on here. And then I know you and myself are eventually going to going on Standing. I probably should have went on Praises last night. I was just so fucking tired. But I'm glad Mark had a lot of... I know he won't see it as fun because he sees it as defending, as he says, his trans brothers and sisters. But to me, that is like the lowest hanging fruit. They're asking to be, I hate to say, destroyed, brought down a peg or whatever, but it's just such a stupid, like, this will be my last, I hate to say this because it's a political thing, and maybe you could comment. I feel bad I'm leaving you on this, but it's like after 300 terrible events in America, and then the one time that it's LGBTQ, and now I'm seeing all this increase of hate and trying to point, and like the like, are you not going to focus on the one thing? And I don't think it's
it's just politics. It's politics.
See, I guess that is, to me, it's not a guns issue. It's not. Yeah, I guess that's a bad segue. But they're trying to make it about an LGBTQ thing, and that it is not. But I guess I shouldn't leave you with that because that's.
Well, you can leave. Go do what you need to do.
Okay, I'll be right back, and then.
Yeah, go ahead. Drain the ocean, and I'll try to keep them entertained while you're gone. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's having a good night. She's got the ticker running down on the bottom to list all our supporters and everything. So thank you guys for that. Hope everybody's having fun getting through this. Yeah, for this stream, I was watching the MC Toon stream. He had a genuine, real-life flat earther on there. And he was actually going through and trying to explain stuff to her, but she was proving impermeable. It was kind of sad and funny at the same time. He was just going through and actually trying to show how what she was saying was not true, but she wasn't really having any of it. She was, you'd have to watch it to truly understand. But it was a work of art. Watching MC2 go through that. Basically, somebody who was just wrong about just almost anything. Almost everything that was coming out of her mouth was just wrong. Wrong. Not understanding anything, not understanding gravity. Oh, they don't understand that. Magnetism, any of the forces. It's like, if you don't even understand those things, what makes you think that you could come up with a coherent model for the Earth, or, well, for the universe itself at that point? It's a mystery. Yeah. There you go. We're coming back later in the week. We've got a few other videos on the queue to take a look at, and I want to do a stream where we look at some of the we, with you guys' help, rate some of the worst arguments and claims that the theists make. Try and tackle the dirty dozen, the worst claims that we hear from theists all the time. Yeah. Rate them from 1 to 12. The worst and best of the worst. A stream, yes. Yeah. Yeah, Pookie Kids Presup is Pascal's Wagers is a horrible one. Something from Nothing seems to come up a lot. Can't explain a biogenesis, therefore God. Yeah, that always seems to be something they like to come up with. And I was thinking about having a series, the fallacies of religion, where we go through the different fallacies that the theists use a lot. And they do use a lot of them. It was, in fact, the great Aaron Ra who says that every argument for religion is a fallacy. And I think that's true. They all fill at least into one, if not multiple fallacies. Some of them more than one. Some of them are fallacies on top of fallacies. Or they'll do the infamous 1-2 punch, where they'll just hit you with one and then another one immediately. Argument from ignorance and then argument from incredulity. They love to stack these fallacies one on top of the other.
Mm-hmm. And all right, I might as well have it out there. A midstream shilling if you enjoy the show. We are trying to hit 200. We've been trying to get our first benchmark at patreon.com/Amy Newman. It helps us support the show, and then you can get unique perks yourself. And all right.
Really?
So sending love out there. And with that, we're moving on to the next chapter, ladies and gentlemen. We're moving on to chapter 14. Joshua, the man with a mission. He got called old, but he's still poking around, ladies and gents.
I feel like we just met him. I mean, we were dealing with Moses for so long. I mean, I feel like we just met Joshua. Now they're already saying he's old.
My running joke was he's young. The whole point was he's young, and now he's old. But hey,
I mean, they make it sound short, but maybe all these campaigns, all these battles actually took a lot of time, I guess. I don't know.
Well, they just
makes it seem like it was all time. Like happen in the space of an afternoon.
Snap a snap a snap. And all right, well, Joshua chapter 14, and just a single category.
That's right, a single category.
All we have is just, James, it's a heart throbbing. I think that's what that emoji means, is that it's going to be a chapter that keeps people on the edge of their seat. Their heart is going to be
heart
racing.
Medication, you might want to be cautious about this chapter.
My goodness, I just had two cats come in at once. He's afraid of the other cat. Oh my. Because she full body tackles everybody. Even the dog, which is, I think, the most impressive. And then she does that. Spider cat, spider cat. Give me actually 1 second. And what is up, Mighty Possum? And what is up? Look at the trees.
We'll get through this last chapter, then we'll open up the open mic, see if anyone wants to come on and defend any of this or let us know what they thought about it. Probably not a long open mic. It is getting pretty late. It is just reaching 4 a.m. here, which I guess is not that late for our shows. We go later sometimes, but we will be back later in the week, as I was saying before. Probably not tonight. Maybe back on Thursday night or Friday night. Last Friday's stream was actually that was one of the best streams we've had in a long time. The stream after the R and Rod debate. That was a great after show.
Indeed. I like our after shows. I like our open mics. And we are about to move into one after this chapter when we get through. Wow, James, that's odd. When I came back, I just noticed that there seems to be a contradiction. James, I'm so sorry. There seems to be, for the first time ever, a contradiction in the Bible. And this furball is everywhere. Truly everywhere.
Amy, Dr. Holen has been reading the Bible for 50 years, and he's never found a contradiction.
Not a single contradiction.
He's not aware of any.
Bum, bum, bum. Sending love right back at you. Look at the trees. And all right, God distributes land lot by lot. And oh my goodness, we have a contradiction and heart-pounding fun to get into. And these are the countries of really old men, which the children of the corn of Israel inherited from everybody else, including the lands of the Canaanites, which Elzar, well, he was their priest class. He was going out there exercising people, very specifically squats. And Joshua, our man with a mission, I used to say the old version. What she's trying to do, she wants to now be with him, but she wants to, I think, also play. And so
She doesn't know what she wants.
Yeah.
That moonlight up there? Yeah,
It is moonlight. It is so funny. Like I said, she will full body tackle both him and the dog. So dog is like Gesundheit, baby. So much bigger than her, and she will still do it. I guess they're all bigger than her, and she still. But we are apparently going into more distributing of lots. It's almost like God has he's on that show you ever see where they're selling people stuff. They just take trying to remember, like you storage wars.
Oh,
Is that it?
I thought you were talking about the there's a show based like in the UK where it's not like over here where you just go bankrupt. Like when you owe people money, they actually come to your house and like sell your shit. Like they if you owe people money, yeah, they like send like treasury officers to your house and they will like inventory your shit and start selling it. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Selling your shit. And so that is what Joshua, I would say, used to be old. I used to say young Moses. He's now the old Moses, which just makes him Moses. Except for, I guess, now Joshua is the living
out of his
version.
cold dead hand.
Yes, because Moses is dead. But he's the son of Nun. No, not Nun. This is my child, Nun.
Son of a nun.
Son of a Nun. And the heads of the fathers of the tribes, so many of the tribes of Israel,
Shmishmael,
of the children of the corn of Israel.
We can't have more than one Shmishmael in the verse. Come on.
James, they're trying to shove as much Shmishmael as they can.
Come on, that's getting ridiculous. All right, Shmishmael.
Distributed for, and I'm pretty sure it's the only way that Mossad pays us. YouTube, they're fine with, but Mossad allows us to live. Distributed for, well, he basically threw out their entire will. That's kind of rude. By the lot was their inheritance. As the Lord Bob, this weird, lovely lady. Well, James, what do you think he did?
Gave him hugs?
Close. It's like his favorite thing to do.
Play shuffleboard with the other deities?
That was number 3. Also, if you gave the answer genocide, that would have also been acceptable. But give commands. That's just kind of.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. He gave a command.
Commanded.
All right.
Yes, and mostly he likes it in latex. That's in the Gnostic text. I don't know if you knew that.
That I did not. I've not heard that before.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. By the hand of Charlton Heston. That's right. James, it's all about those translations. For the 9 tribes and for the half tribe. Wow. Just see, James, it's those little details that you know that it has to be real, right? It was 9 and a half tribe.
Your hermeneutics are terrible, Amy. Come on.
I'm adjusting because I lost my chair. And so you're going to see all that. Why, hello again. For Charlton Heston had given up all his shit of 2 tribes and even a half tribe on the other side of the Jordan Peterson River. Wow. Even while he was wearing his Michael Jordans? Even. But on to the Levite Jeansites, who all had amazing asses. Amazing. He gave none of his shit among them. Oh, well, look at that. Exactly. The Gnostic latex. God damn it. So they love looking at the trees. For the children, Joseph, our main man, much later on, a different Joseph. He's going to have a different problem. Though I guess dying here is kind of a problem. For the children of Joseph were 2 tribes, Manasseh twine and the Ephraim in my Hiram. Therefore they gave no part unto the Levites' genes with the big old asses in their land, save cities to dwell in.
Make sure there's plenty of room in the crotch.
Exactly. Gotta keep air there. Don't want it too tight. With their suburbs for their cattle, for their substance. Oh, good. They're opening a Wendy's. It's good. As the Lord Bob commanded Moses, Charlton Heston, so the children of Israel.
The corn, Shmishmael.
That's fucking right. Did. And they divided hugs. They divided, really, if you think about it, they divided their hearts. Oh, no. No, it was land. Very specifically land. Oh, okay.
The humans, they divided them.
James, you're not wrong. The land the Israelites took from the inhabitants of Canaan was divided by lot as God commanded Moses.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Moses, why don't you get over there and divide those lots? Oh, very good of you. I'm morally, objectively good God. I guess more like this.
The maximally
Well,
good.
different too. Maximally good, exactly. Don't want to straw man them.
Maximally the best.
Maximally. Supersized. Then the children of Judah, hey Judah, came all over onto Joshua in a giggle. And Caleb, the son of Juniper, and the Kenizzites, said unto him, Thou...
The Khazars, you know that, maybe.
Oh my, I know. Oh my goodness gracious. Indeed. Where I'm secretly from, but the space lizards will never admit it because there is an operational base up there. I assume, probably. Thou knowing us, yes.
Have your family reunions.
Very specifically, and you know the funny thing is we're playing the album the entire time. Just out of sheer irony. Thou knowest the thing. Oh, I knowest that thing, baby. That the Lord said unto Charlton Heston, the man of God, this lovely lady, goddess, concerning me and thee in Casablanca. I think that's what that says. The cat also wants to say that their nails are too long. And so they're handling that problem. I want to thank you for it. Oh, I got my chair back. Well, you did that. How you doing?
Hey.
Oh, I know. He's looking at me. I say this, but in a second I'm going to open the door. I hope you're doing well. I love you, Moonlight. You're such a good boy. And she's already tuckered. She is way too comfortable. He likes to. He's going to explore, but she is very much tuckered out. She runs around. Yeah. Exactly. She runs around basically 22/7. So she'll have her 2 hours. She ate, now she'll pass out, and
Yeah. They're like they cat nap. They take like 2 or 3 hour naps, and then they're they don't sleep
and then
long time.
she'll be up at the dawn. Okay,
Hours.
what were we reading? Bible. Hey Jude. All right. So God, Moses, Casablanca. Oh, what did we just read? Caleb said to Joshua, "You know what God said about you and me." Oh, you know what you said. You start talking shit. Let me tell you. 40 years old. When I was a 40-year-old virgin, I was still lifting. I hope you know that.
40-year-old with a geezer, Mr. Newman. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she's disappeared. I somehow all these fundies
Geezer with a
slowly.
penis. Yeah.
I had a creationist. I don't know if they know. I hope they don't take this back if they listen. But who I was debating with, who just basically was like, you know what? I'm just going to stop insulting. And I'm paraphrasing, but really, they said I'm going to stop insulting Abby because it had no effect, zero effect. And it warms my heart because that means that I guess it works in a way. You know, I don't want to gloat because then they'll be like, well, now I'm going to hate them forever. But no, I don't want to be your enemy. I'm not trying to be enemies, even of the... There you go, baby boy. That's all he wants to do. He wants in, he wants food, he wants a little bit of love, camera time. I love my babies, though. 3 kits and a puppers. And I guess technically a human.
Poppers?
Poppers. Yes, but, you know, Rachel and I, we have many a pet. And none of the cats or dogs have collars on them. It's only the humans that do, James. That's because in this household, there is lots of pink fuzzy cuffs.
How I don't even want to ask how many pairs that would be. Yeah.
Well, how many hours do we have? Nevertheless, she persisted. No, it really does say nevertheless. My brethren, my sisters, they went up. And, oh wait, did we say? No, we had to have skipped. We had to have started in 7 because slavery would have gotten stuck in my throat, and it didn't.
It did.
So
it did.
It did? I did slavery, and it got that. Okay. Well, charge the Ness and the servant, slavery.
You can read it.
Okay. Well, either way, slavery looks right there. He does seem to have chosen people. And I always say, if you get called a chosen person of a god, run. Run. Nevertheless, my sisters, they die at a considerable rate, or they get tortured, or they end up having to murder people, and so I guess you become the good guys, right?
Strange fire. What are you going to do?
What you going to do? James, he picked up sticks on the Sabbath. Can you imagine working on the Sabbath?
Oh, I mean, he shall surely be put to death. I mean, there's not even a question.
Absolutely. Of course. Worst death punishable. James.
I can't think of anything worse.
I can't think of anything worse. I mean, clearly some crimes, 10, 15 years. Some crimes, death.
Right.
Objectively moral. Once again, at least our system actually does deal out punishments. If it was just a religious system, if it was just Christianity or Islam. I'm actually skeptical. At least the fundamentalist versions that they're get off the hook. James, you just have to either come to Jesus, or I'm sure there's some other loophole in Islam. I'd love to know what it is. Probably imitate.
Well, you just strap explosives to yourselves, and then you go into a.
You don't have. I'm sorry, it's not even that. It is. Well, they dislike. First of all, that we go towards this angle over and over. They dislike that, that I was talking about 9/11 with the Muslims in the last video. By the way, oh my Lord, I don't know if it was because I tagged EF Dawa or what went on, but there was so many comments. It makes me kind of happy. It means we need to go on praises streams and standing streams, and we need to go on Ultimated when he's sitting there apparently by himself. Said they love Ultimated. You would never. And you're not by yourself. You're there with Guide. He does it?
I've never.
It's just 9-hour uploads. He doesn't love comments. But
no, nothing. He never has allowed any comments on anything. He religiously disables comments.
Which is so silly. I guess haters gonna hate. You just gotta let that. Just gotta let the free speech, or let God, deal with it. Let God sort them out. And all right, we're moving through Joshua 14. Unlike all of their prophets, because apparently they dealt with women much younger than 14. I'm sorry, I can't help but keep on bringing that up because holy shit. We deal with that both with, I was dealing with that with Mary. I was talking someone trying to wiggle out of that, which I at least understand. I was going to say, I understand more than 9. You should, and 6. 12 is still creepy. And still, God is a pedo. I'm sorry, YouTube algorithm. I love you, YouTube algorithm. But, I was getting into a debate with, they were saying that God isn't one because it wasn't sex. And I was saying, well, if you get anyone under the legal age pregnant, then a little creepy.
They would say God's beyond sexuality. I mean, he's everywhere and anywhere. He's in every little boy's pee-pee.
Oh, sure.
He's in every little girl's vagina. He's beyond sex. That's a human concept, Amy. Come on,
that's a human concept.
That's a human
but Mary's
concept.
still
God
pregnant, right?
That. Well, yeah.
Somehow Mary still has to take the Mari test.
Well, she agreed to it, and you listen. This whole modern thing about age of consent, that's modernism. Modernism. They didn't understand that back then, so God would have got off on the statute of limitations. It didn't apply back then.
It turns out Yahweh is the Father. Huh. And this is
the statute of limitations. Yeah, he wasn't a law back then, so.
Oh, that's okay.
He got grand deity then.
That's true. I'm making Mari jokes, but I guess I'm making the wrong type. It's okay, Yahweh. If you could just take a seat. Just take a seat.
Oh, Chris
It's
Hansen?
okay.
Yeah.
Just take a seat. Oh, the only religion do we allow that type of thought and slavery.
Got some communion wafers there, Yahweh. You enjoying your communion wafers there? Yeah. Go ahead. Have another one, Yahweh.
Oh, my goodness. And that just gets into everything as a cult with the Abrahamic religions. Oh, my God. The blood. James, they're eating the blood in the body. I don't know what is cult-like about that. Nothing. Once again, I like food. I'm fine with you're putting carbs in my mouth. It's just that does make me now want to take communion wafers, but it makes me want to have that every other night too. Woohoo! Thank you so very much, Eric. What's up? Boom, boom, boom.
Remember before when I said
What?
the thing was we could send our people out to Catholic churches on Sunday, actually every day, because most churches do mass every day, to collect the wafers, and then we could construct of Jesus out of that. It would be actually the literal body of Jesus.
James, I just want to know that if you construct a 6-foot replica of Jesus and you eat the entire thing, does that mean you have eaten Jesus entirely? I feel like this is the type of thing
I wasn't
that we
thinking
need to
about
get
eating.
down
I
to.
was thinking about you having sex with it, sodomizing it.
Oh my. Okay, I'm okay with this too.
Yeah.
I was okay with this because Yahweh very specifically, or Jesus, every week tries to do that to me, which is our yoga teacher.
Yes. More blasphemy.
Okay.
Even more.
While he is taking me and making me flip over, can I continue to eat them and dip them in sauce?
Sauce based on like pork or shrimp, like some.
How about bacon?
Bacon, even better. Like a bacon
All right.
jam.
So you're saying that I could sit there and be sodomized while having bacon wafers? Where do I sign up?
Yeah.
We should make this into a program.
The sodomy department.
Weekend getaways. Anyway, we are probably reading the Bible.
On our way to hell.
On a highway to... No, hell, that is the song. Yep.
Yeah, highway to hell.
Yes. Anyway, Joshua is about to do the funniest thing in the Bible so far, and it's about to be that he's about to tell God that he lifts. The funniest thing to me,
Eric.
anyway. Ooh, that's right. Sending love and upgrading those streams. Following on there. Though there's all sorts of things. Oh, you can react. I'm reacting. Oh my. I also saw there was like love emojis and stuff on the side. Not just in chat, but it was like something. YouTube's upgrading their stuff. Sending love. Yahweh could have to retain Joe Tacopina as counsel. He might have to get Better Call Saul. Though I always like Saul's snappy dressing. And I think we're coming up. This is a shorter tidbit, halfway sized. So let's get into what I think is the funniest part. He really is telling God that he can lift. And now, behold, look at my abs. Could you do this? The Lord hath kept me alive, off life support, as he said, these 45 years, which is pretty good when you are, 3.5 thousand years ago. Also for a man who didn't exist, but picky. Even since the Lord Bob spat all over to me, this word unto Moses, Rib his name, Charlton Heston, while the children of the corn of Israel wandered into the wilderness of RuneScape where they were able to do PvP, and hopefully we didn't lose all our stuff. And now Io, What a goddess. I am this day 85 years ago when the vampires attacked. That was when our Lord and Savior Abraham Lincoln was able to save us. What's he saying? Well, on the day that Moses... Well, first of all, let's go back and say, I was 40 years old. Moses sent me to spy on the land, and I told him what was in my heart. The other spies made the people afraid, but I followed God. Kind of a bitch move. Just gonna point that out, but like whatever. On that day, Moses swore, saying, "The land that you walked on will be yours, and your children's inheritance forever." Right. The price is right, which is kill everybody, because you wholly followed my God. But my favorite part: God has kept me alive these 45 years while the Israelites wandered in the desert. I am now 85 years old. But I am as strong. Okay. And yet I am as strong. I can lift this day as I was that day. He's 85. He's as good as 45. Doesn't need Viagra. He can keep on going. Got like the Energizer Bunny. And Charlton Heston sent me as my strength was then. If you know what I mean. Even so is my strength now. For war. Oh, okay. Very specifically. That's good. That's cool. James, you thought it was a love story. It is. He loves to go to war. Both to go out and to come in. Now, therefore, give me this mountain. This man mountain, if you like Better Call Saul. Wherefore the Lord Bob spak all over the day, again with the spacking. For thou heardest in the day how the Arkham Asylum was there. We were all there in Arkham Asylum. And the cities were great and fenced in, but we took over eventually.
The schools kind of suck.
Indeed. Oh my, you're saying that. Sending love to the American school system. We're going to get funding one day. Well, I will say, sending the undergraduate, the college system is great. It's the K through 12 we also need to fund. Oh, my Lord. That has been just my favorite. I had a eureka moment. My favorite is just actually being like, I have a link and I have this set up here. But, like, I really just want to have this, and I want to have this instead. And being like, I could do that. I could do what I want. As long as the students are actively getting their objectives needed by the syllabus, I can do whatever I want. So they now have an optional JavaScript book on top of the HTML book. They don't need it to pass the course, but it's there just in case, James. Just in case.
Just in case.
Anyway, Joshua blessed him so hard. We saw Man Mountain, and Joshua blessed him up and down, and he kind of got on his knees, if you know what I mean, with Caleb, the son of Jupananana Hubron, hash brown related. Hubron, hash brown, basically all one family, but hash brown, however, tends to taste better. For an inheritance. Yeah, so all about all this shit. The Hebrons, therefore, once again, kind of jealous of the hash browns, became the inheritance of Caleb. Oh my God. Caleb, the son of Juniper. You know, stuck between all the fancy language, James, it's like reading a legal document where it just hands over like all of the poor people's stuff to rich people. Like, it sounds very plain, and yet when you comb through it, it's like, hey, I think we're homeless now.
Like one job when I would hire somebody, and there would be like this printout. I would print out this thing. It would have like 7 pages that would tell you how you're in legalese from the company, telling you how you're going to get paid. I would just say to sum it all up with this basic, what you're signing here means that all your paychecks are going to go to my account.
That's right.
There you go. You're signing your checks over to me.
But you signed it on the dotted line, which means you read it, James, right? You read it? Everyone does.
All 7 pages of it.
All 7 pages.
And should I have my lawyer look at this? Yeah, you probably should, but...
Yeah. You should have your team of lawyers, just like we do.
Yeah.
But as we come into the legal landing, as Joshua is blessing us, of Joshua chapter 14, we're about to switch into, like I said, the open mic. And the name of Hebron, extremely jealous of Hash Brown, before was a Kira Bajara, who also has wares if you have coin, which Arby's was a great man. Everyone loved Arby's. He made a great sandwich.
I like Arby's.
Who, James? Basically sainthood. Among the Arkham Asylum.
You know what is even the best about Arby's? I think even better
What is
than
the
their
best?
sandwiches is all those desserts, those turnovers are like to die for. Like,
And I like a good
like
shake.
They're like strawberry, they're like apple and cherry turnovers. Like,
Well, I get you.
have you ever had them?
I haven't.
You need to. You need to go out tomorrow.
So, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
I need to go. Arby's actually sounds good right now. We're sponsored by them, ladies and gentlemen. Arby's doesn't know that we are.
Amy has the meats.
I was gonna say, yeah. That's definitely a department that I think that we both share.
We both have the meat, yeah.
But yes, Arby's was a great man, among them in Arkham Asylum, and the land had rest. Oh, we finally are able to rest from war, because everyone's dead. So we can finally rest from war.
Well,
and Joshua blessed Caleb.
Way to do it, right?
Exactly. Now you gotta. And Joshua blessed Caleb and gave him Hebron for an inheritance, because you can just give shit out. How nice of you. James, the wisdom that just pours through it. But enough
It pours.
of the wisdom from the Bible.
It rains, it pours.
That's right. We're going to open it up into the open mic. But while we're giving our basically chapter review, we'll go back and do a chapter review while we're opening up the open. And we're especially going to be opening it up for you fast if you're a creationist of the Unearthed Variety. But with that, we're going into our Bible study chapter review. Oh my goodness, we divided, we conquered an unconquered land. We took all the stuff that we kind of stolen after we murdered everybody. But James, is it really stealing if everyone's dead?
Right. No, of course not, because they're not going to need it anymore.
Exactly. Why would you?
It's kind of like when we say that they're voluntary slaves. They were not being enslaved against their will. We gave them a choice. We can either execute you or you can be our slave. And they chose slavery. They chose it.
Exactly. So, if you think about it, it's freedom for them because they get to live.
It's free will. It's like God, Amy. God does not force you to worship him. God, he does not want people worshiping him against their will. He doesn't do that. So he gives you he says, Amy, so you can either spend eternity worshiping me or I can burn you forever. But it's your choice. Go ahead. Go ahead. Which would you like, Amy? I mean, it's your choice.
Be right back 1 second. But yes.
Okay. Whew. Well, guys, we made it through that. Amy sent the link in, so if anybody wants to come on and talk about this with us, we'd love to have you guys. Otherwise, we'll probably be wrapping it up pretty soon and heading off to bed. It is getting pretty late. Gizmo's already down for the count. He's already fast asleep. Yeah.
And all right. And so not only, the Reubenites, the Manashevanites, everybody. The Israelites killed Balaam with the sword. When you're the good guys, you kill people, especially by the sword. I'm sure they're always apologetics. They're always like, well, these people sinned against God. These people were evil. Even though the crimes don't seem to be there. And the babies were evil. The children were evil. Everybody.
Well, I mean, they would have grown up to be evil. So, I mean, it's just...
Exactly.
You know, I mean, what are we going to do? Because then we killed we killed all your people. We killed your parents. But, we just let the kids grow up to hate us because we killed them. So, therefore... Yeah, we just
James, you know what needs to be done.
Just nip
right
that
at
in the
start.
bud. Go Anakin. Go Anakin style.
That's right. But Anakin, they're coming for us. What are we gonna do? Oh, we have a final solution, children. You're about to meet it. And all right. We are talking Levi's jeans, and they took all their stuff. And really, the next chapter mostly is just God kind of settling things out. Just part two.
BJs.
Yes. Yo, that would have been a way more interesting chapter.
God giving HJs and BJs to...
The only funny thing about this to me is him saying that he is 45 years old and he can totally do it. He can still go to... Listen, he's Rocky. He's the Rocky of murdering people. He can do it. He's got this.
He's Rambo.
Rambo, exactly. But he's objectively the good guy, James. God, that is.
Oh,
and
no doubt,
prophet.
No doubt.
Whew. But yeah.
What's that, Mickey?
That's what happened. Good, huh? Yeah, the objectively good God. That's what happened, however, and Joshua divides the conquered, as we read Joshua chapter 13 and 14. We are going to be on for 15 or 20 minutes. We got another hour or so of open mic. Don't let you scare us away. But we are going to stay on for 15 or 22 minutes of just us yakking if no people who disagree with us are going on. Yes. Sending love out there. However, if you do agree with us, you can join. And if you do agree with us, feel free to tag us in chat. We'll also interact with you and say hi and send love. But my Lord, James, this is supposed to be the best book. The best. There are no more elegant, more accurate, more...
The number one selling book in the world. I mean, come on.
More exciting than that, James. Let me tell you. I will take...
Well, as you point out, the Bible has a couple modes: death mode and exposition mode.
Absolutely.
You know, if you're not killing people, then you're just in kind of exposition mode. God's gonna need a montage.
Which is kind of odd because you would say, well, this is a really boring chapter. And you go, no. Take the boring. Because let me tell you, the other side of that is just I
least he's
see
not
a
killing
red
anybody
door
right
and I want it painted red. I see a...
And
Let
I
me
don't have
tell
any
you.
red paint, so
I
I
know.
guess we're going to find something else to use.
It's not going to be painted black, let me tell you. Everything is going to...
Well, the blood will run in the streets up to your knees, Amy, when God kills the wicked, right?
Indeed. And that's how
Like
they get away with this apologetic. They're all wicked. They're all evil. They basically, the one time they give us evidence of that is like, they're like, well, they made grabs towards angels. What type of city? You just see angels go by. Everyone is just having massive orgies. And so you're just
they're just like, oh, who are these guys? Who are these guys?
we
Let
just
us
have to
get
have
on our
them.
knees and suck them off. Yeah. Obviously, it's a.
And they follow
surprise,
them. Like, literally, they follow them to the
Like there's a
doorsteps
train of
and be
them.
like, you need to let us suck them off.
Yes, let us suck them. We need to come in and know them.
And this is why he nukes the town. Though this is also God's plan, right? Nothing can happen that's not by God's plan.
Apparently not.
Apparently not. James, do you know the one thing that can overcome God's plan? It's when you take your pee-pee and you put it right back there. Right back there. Doesn't matter if it's with a guy or a girl, okay?
Iron
Doesn't
Chariots.
matter. Or Iron Chariots, another good example.
Yeah, God was trying to drive his enemies off the plane, but he couldn't because they had chariots made out of iron.
Which is such a random thing. You can make iron equipment, however, in Minecraft. I would show the banner, but I promised I would send that to the Patreons. I'm sticking to it. But that's going to be turned into... That
iron
has to
dildo.
be turned into an iron dildo. Graphics, so... Do you play any video games, James?
Not... Just stuff on the phone. I don't like to play any system games or anything.
I imagine I'm going to play... I could probably try a game of Civ. The problem with some games that I play, like you look at me playing Civ and you go, oh my god, she could probably do that for hours. But I'm at the point where I play Civ as like an ADD, a Civilization 6, as a distraction. Because
Civ 6?
it is... Yes. Because you look at that and you go, oh my god. But what happens is that it's a turn-based game that, like, sometimes the turns are, like, 2 minutes or longer. And so I will sit there and I will do something, and then I have it to where I already know half the stuff
Is it timed, or do you have as much time as you need?
Online, most people do a turn timer. I do a turn timer. You can have a set turn timer, or I do a dynamic turn timer, and so the turn timer gets longer the more cities are on the map.
Okay.
It makes sense.
Do you play with people, or do you play
Yes.
only with other people? Okay.
I play almost exclusively. I'll play with bots sometimes, but you get bots to fill when people leave because a lot of people will leave. And there's really no ladder board or reason for people not to leave when a game doesn't go their way. And so people
There's
just
no
do
reason
it.
to stay.
Yeah, except for like an honor system. Some people put don't quit. I sometimes, you know what's a funny thing? People you can play in Superstition. I used to play like don't leave, or you will... I'm trying to think of something not mean, because I wouldn't say something mean like, hey, like Don't leave, or you'll get, what is it that that you'll burn? What is this? The itchy leaves. Oh my God! This is how
Poison
much my
ivy?
brain. Poison ivy. And people are so superstitious. They won't leave. But
What did there? Back when I was playing Age of Empires 3, this is back in like the early mid 2000s. There used to be, well, you play online, and there's like a point where it's like you're beaten, and you're kind of expected to resign instead of making them kill every single unit that you have.
sure,
But
force
yeah,
them
I
to
used to
get
be
it everyone.
every single unit.
That's,
So if they
I like
if they
Age of
played like
Empire.
if they played like as an asshole, I would literally hide people all over the map.
Oh
It
sure.
would take them 20 to 30 minutes sometimes to track every single one of them down just to be
Well,
like, come on, quit. Like, hey, no, I'm not done.
I'm the same way. I don't
making a
like
comeback.
assholes.
And I
If
would say,
I
I'm going to the store. I'll be back in like 30 minutes. Good luck.
Oh, really? And so you really will. So, it's like trying to kill someone in StarCraft or an RTS, making them make sure every unit. Or is that kind of what kind of?
Once they kill every single unit, you're done. You're done. But you can resign beforehand when it's pretty much
Sure.
apparent that you're going to lose.
Well, that's the same. It's the same in Civ. Where they're both strategy games. Remastered A and E3. I just want to know, do you guys do any of you watch content of people that play games? I will say it's going to be a mix. So no matter if you just like hearing me talk about skepticism, I'll talk about skepticism while I'm playing the game. But I'm also going to try and have like a series to it. So I know in Minecraft, you're going to watch me. I know what you're going to see very specifically, what you're probably going to see myself and probably Rachel do some things, because I have the same play every time, which is in Minecraft, you can really do anything, but there are villages, there are NPC villages.
Rachel do some things. That's what you said. So
yeah, I kind of attach myself. Oh, so low key for there we go. We got one. I am going to attach myself to a village like I do.
Yeah, there you go.
And what I do is I'm going to make it become a city and then a metropolis, just like it was here. I kind of love doing it. I love getting all the sorts of different types of villagers that there are, all different. Yes. Because you can really create an economy. Create a whole different, like, we have train systems. Our city is so big, depending on where you want to get around. We have anything you want to do. If you need something, if you need to go to a smith, if you need to go to a butcher. Well, there's farmers, so if you want to go to farmers, they have magic mushrooms in the game. They can't name it magic mushrooms because it's an E, I think, above game, but they have, I'm trying to think what they call psychedelic mushrooms. You can hear me click.
Like reminds me of I saw just a few years ago. I think it was 2020. This guy, his name was Russell Pine. His pseudonym was Jordan Maxwell, and he was like a big conspiracy guy. He was a big he was big in the conspiracy circles. He was always going out there and saying that the manna from heaven in the Bible is magic mushrooms, and that the priests were getting high. That's why they would call him the high priest, even though that terminology, that euphemism for getting high as being under the intoxicating effects of a drug was never not in use at the time, so that they never would have said that. But anyway, he died a few years ago. I think it was 2020, probably of COVID. He was probably never vaxxed. Being a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why people don't like vaccines. I'm sure there's people out there, but I don't want it to be forced on you. But my lord, don't let natural selection happen. Which religions, if any, do you tend to found in Civ? Can I tell you the funny thing, James? Well, let me tell you, crazy thing about that. I play a religion when I go Civ 6 a lot of the time. Sometimes I'll go for a science win, try to get to a spaceship. But I play it and I call my religion memes. And I spread memes. And I'll tell you, memes has had... James, Civ is a scarily accurate. I've learned more about politics from Civ than anything else. Oh, absolutely. Because if you have a religion, they have a bunch of like custom religions, and they have a bunch of the highlighted regular religions. So you could just be Catholic or Hindu or whatever you want.
Right.
But I have people
you
who
make up your own.
And I make up my own. I make up and spread memes. But it's like there's almost marketing, because I've found, and you pick your traits. You pick all sorts of different, and some are, you pick traits that are just good for you. You can pick traits for people who are anyone who's your religion. You can pick traits that are good for invading. You can pick traits, all sorts of things. And so I've learned that if you are a certain religion, people get touchy. They'll say, hey, don't spread that religion to me. I've had the best reception. Oh, absolutely. Even if it's beneficial to them. And they'll be like, I don't care. I don't want that. And so I've had the best reception from my secular religion, which is memes, which is kind of funny. And so I spend most of Civ basically being like a counter preacher. Sounds like something, doesn't it?
What is it? We used to play Age of Empire. I always thought it was funny because in that game, most of the buildings you can build like an unlimited number of them, like sheep pens. You can build 1 million of them, but each civ has in the game it's either the European civs, Christian or Islam. You can only build one church or mosque. You can't build like 1 million of them. I always thought that was like. I always thought they don't want to have some religious fundamentalists just building churches all over the map.
Oh no, you could build in Civ. You could build one in every. I'm trying to think. I'd say city, because you have kind of many cities that make up or almost states that make up a country. It's fun. I guess I will end up doing it. See, to me, I have done it so often that I put half my things on auto. Like when I do my culture tree, because there's a science tree, and I generally pick a lot of the same things. And my culture tree, I almost go boop 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 boop. And then that's it. And that's my culture tree will go off for the whole thing. It's almost like I'm not picking each one. I already know what I want. It's hard to explain and not explain. It is scarily an accurate simulator of civilization in weird ways, just like Minecraft is in weird. I know, which I said when I'm in the Industrial Revolution right now. It's like this weird thing. What is up, Life Redacted? We are 100% live right now.
Live.
It is 5 a.m. and so we
not for much longer.
That's right. So we're gonna be on for probably 10 more minutes, And unless someone who disagrees with us comes on, in which case we'll probably be on for the next year or two. But feel free.
We'll be able to greet Khalil 10 years from now or 12 years from now when he gets out of prison. We'll still be here.
When he is, I guess, someone's butt buddy from the Islam apologists in prison.
Allah says it's okay if we're in prison.
I'm trying to think of half of the explanations besides presentism. You don't understand. 6 years old was, and it's more, to me, I think it's more verifiable to 9, which is
when it was
creepy as fuck. Exactly. Well, but if you're marrying a 6-year-old, that's also creepy. 9, I love that. Apologetic.
If you think of that,
9.
If you think of when you're marrying someone when they're 6, even if you're not doing that, it's still like, the concept of a girl or woman having choice, and it was just like, no, you're just marrying. We're going to marry you off to this guy. He's like 50, but whatever. He's a prophet. Yeah. Being married at the age of 6 to some dude in his 50s.
I know what the most recent apologetic I had was.
Whip it out.
Oh my. Someone was trying to say, we died at the age of 35 anyway. But it's like,
yes,
okay, but they were still a child at that time. Like, you could parse that any way that you want. Holy moly. Okay, 35.
That's why as you get closer
50.
to he was in his 50s. That's why as you get closer to 12, you start getting into the region where that was pretty much commonplace at the time back then. But 9 was pretty young, even by the standards of the day. 9 was really, really, really young. Yeah.
Well, the reason I bring up, first of all, things like Mary is because they're all objective moralist. So if something is objectively moral, don't presentism me. The same with the Muslims. I cannot believe that some of these religions still exist. I guess they're all silly in their own unique level. Like, we're just harping on this. And I know the Muslims, they're like, oh my God, we get this day in, day out. All we have to do like that. That isn't often on the Discord servers and stuff. That is a topic. But I mean, if it's such an easily horrible topic, maybe he's not a prophet. Like, we don't believe prophets exist.
Get it?
But
get a better belief system. It's not our fault that your belief system is so easy to make fun of and to point out why it's ridiculous. Get a better belief system. You don't have to have a belief system that is so easy to. They want to talk
about deism anyway. Whenever I go on,
about philosophy.
I've almost never gone onto a Muslim channel and I have been able to successfully talk about Islam for more than a single question. They find ways to get back to deism at every encounter. Now listen, I like deists. We have a deist on our atheist stream and he's amazing. But they are not deists. They are very much. Not only are they often young Earth, I've met, I listen to Hazma and how anyone can listen to a flat Earth Muslim just baffles me. I guess I could have a flat Earth Christian, a flat Earth anyone. It baffles my brain. We need to go on Hazma Den. I need to go back on Hazma Den. Need to go back on EF Dawa. Because I felt like I had a good point. I need to look
back on EA Dawa anytime soon, but EF Dawa, yeah.
Yeah. we can't, not to tie the two together, but both Will Smith and Iwai Dawa may be coming back as a thing at the same time. You know, a good decade.
Right.
Do. You know why people dislike him? Because people
Who?
like Will Smith. Just to change the subject. People have
Yeah, go
gone
ahead.
over that. Like, they've analyzed that a million different ways. And at the end of the day, it was a heckle. It was a famous heckle. One of the worst heckles because it was a physical confrontation. And so no one is ever going to root for the heckler. You are the epitome of a piece of... And so you did the worst version possible. I think that you want redemption. Well, you want redemption, he'd have to leave his wife.
You have to leave his wife?
Yeah, that'd be a good start of it, because as Chris Rock said, he didn't hit him because of Chris Rock. Will Smith thought the joke was funny.
Oh.
But what happened was... Yeah, I'm almost saying it the way that Chris Rock, and he had go check out his fantastic special, Selective Outrage. But do you know why he hit why Will Smith hit Chris Rock?
Why did he hit Chris Rock?
Okay, Will Smith hit Chris Rock because Will Smith's wife cheated on him. Will Smith's, and normally, as Chris Rock would point out, that's not that big a news story because many people get cheated on.
Right.
Many people out there get cheated on. That's actually what most people do not have, is their son's friend, the person who cheated on you, interview you. Which is what happened, is that the gentleman who had the entanglement, the affair,
with Mrs.
interviewed Mrs. Smith. And what seemed to take place, I can't do it as good as once again Chris Rock says, but everyone called Will Smith a bitch. The Breakfast Club called Will Smith a bitch. The View called Will Smith a bitch. People behind hot dog stands called Will Smith a bitch. This has been open news that they've been having an affair. And what happened is that during the Oscars, Jada Pinkett Smith did not like the alopecia joke, even though I think that would have been a good time to actually bring awareness to the joke, because that's what stars are there for, to get roasted. You are basically, right, unfortunately, our royalty and like to get. And so what happened was he laughed at the joke, and then Mistress didn't like it. And he did, as Chris Rock would say, did a really bitch thing. And went after someone he knew was much taller than him. But yeah, go check out Selective Outrage. That is why Will Smith Will Smith should eventually apologize to Chris Rock wholeheartedly for heckling.
Hasn't he
He
apologized?
He apologized to Chris Rock publicly. I know, but I'm pretty sure there was a time where Chris Rock tried to reach back to him.
He wouldn't have slapped Dwayne Johnson. No, he wouldn't have slapped Dwayne Johnson. Yeah.
That's right. In fact, go check out Marlon Wayne's great bit where he just had it was like, he wouldn't have slapped me. I would have fucking been waiting. I would have been waiting at the side, waiting for him. He's at this party, and just like wham.
I think Chris Rock just didn't actually think he would hit him. I thought he is going to come up there and he's just going to stare me down and he is going to just like have a confrontation and then he'll go sit back. Will Smith will not actually get up on the stage and hit me, and he actually did.
Yeah, it almost looked like a bit because of who they were. Well, that's what many people, that was the conspiracy, but which I can understand. But it was a heckle. So a good old clean heckle for emotional reasons that were deeper than the comedy itself. Because it's always, it's always funny until it turns on us. He wouldn't have slapped. He wouldn't have slammed dangerous. And that's my 2 cents about that. Though I don't think that's as original take. My only original take would be that that process would be, eventually when you do try and talk to the person that you heckled, is that maybe deal with your shit. What's that, James?
I would just say if I were Chris Rock, I wouldn't want to let this define like his career and him as a person. And
no. He said one fantastic. First of all, he didn't talk about it until like the spoiler alert, the last 10 minutes, because he knew no one, and in the whole
he can't
thing
not
was great.
mention it, but yeah.
But he said he's like up there. You won't see me out there on the circuit complaining, being a he said being a bitch. You won't see me because he's go fantastic. Go check it out.
That's good. Because you
and
don't want to let something like that define you at your career, your comedy, or
and that's why he sincere, heartfelt apologies and all this other stuff. I'm not into cancel culture, or I'm not into a culture of canceling or whatever words we want to pick at this time period.
You're saying cancel culture. There you go. Your 2-word combination instantly sends alarm bells.
But do you see why? But I'm not a hypocrite. Do you see? I feel like here's why. I don't want to cancel people though. Do you see how that's cleaner? Because what is a culture? A culture of canceling when I know what it feels like to cancel someone. But there's a reason that we sometimes turn away from people who we just don't like anymore. But that's also sucks when you have an image. I agree with Tsunami also. He's been losing his shit for a while. And that's the other thing. That is the other point. That's why Chris said it had nothing to do with him. It's stuff that's been stewing on, and he was just in
it's
easy target.
Obviously, there was something going there. There was something simmering beneath the surface. And,
but speaking beneath the surface, we're about to check out. No creationists have been coming on, so that means we're actually about to head out. I will send love. I see Pukin saying, last time I saw you on a Muslim channel, the answer to your first question was, why are you asking that question? I know exactly. Do you notice? And I say this, and the only thing I dislike about that video, because I saw someone was saying it was I made a straw man, and I saw a lot of Muslims were unhappy. I thought I enjoyed that.
mean, did you
I
expect the
got to
Muslims to be
quote
happy
them,
with it? I mean,
Bin Laden back to them when they were like, no, Bin Laden said for political reasons. And I was like, all right. My one thing, I'll never mute when I'm Googling things because it has like that awkward. I did that with.
Because they want to hear that you wanted to hear that you're
They want to hear
checking.
that awkward pause. Well, no, my new thing, because I learned this from T-Jump, is actually just lean into the Google jump. The Google jump. Lean into.
Yeah, that way
so
you're like, I can look this up right now. Why haven't you
Yeah.
done it before?
Yes.
How easy is it to find this?
So, like, when Bubbles logged on and he asked me about dogs and wolf ancestry, I muted my microphone because that's the considerate thing to do. But he took that as a pause while I was Googling to go, thank you, that's it, mic drop. And then he left. And it's like, okay, whatever. But then you see the life cycle, the sign where we were able to domesticate wolves.
Well, it's like today, even on that MC Toon stream, literally as she's spewing these claims out, he's pulling up the experiments that show that what she's saying is not right. Like, okay, you want to see an experiment? Okay, here's an experiment for that. The Cavendish experiment, it's not right because it uses metal, and metal is magnetic, so therefore
you can
magnetism.
always deny the science.
Yeah. You can always find it. Why didn't they use wood? Well, why didn't they use a hippopotamus? I mean, why didn't they use anything? It's still a valid experiment. Well, no, because metal is magnetic. Yeah, but they demagnetized it. Well, you can't do that. How do you know they can't do that? Are you an expert?
It's impossible.
Yeah, how do you know that? I don't. Well, it's basically just using any excuse you can come up with to deny reality so you can cling to your stupid bullshit that you so fervently cling to.
All right. On that, I think we're going to start to check out. There were no creationists that want to check us with the Bible. James, we used to joke that we don't do out calls or outgoing calls. I think we are going to have to go on to a few Dawaists, a shrinking number of Dawaists, a few apologists, a shrinking number of apologists. There used to be so many more YouTubers, James, and yet
Smokey's gone. Little Pee-Pee is gone. For all intents and purposes, gone.
Yes, I haven't seen a bunch of them. I need to go on. Oh my goodness, there was this one guy that could not stop screaming. Even the creationists were like, "Please shut up." Jason, I think, something on there. Go check out YouTube.com/Mark Reid Atheism. He just had a great thing where he went after the anti-LGBTQ section argument of the Christians. I don't want to group them because they eventually are going to. I know you're going to see. We're all just. That's right, James. We're all just humans, brothers and sisters.
Yeah. LGBT, it's fine. Just drop your money in the plate and pass it down. Drop your money in the plate, pass it down. Drop your money. Which is
better than many imams and priests and pastors who say drop your pants down.
Well, that's at the
only a step up.
Camp.
Amazing.
Drop your pants.
But I think with that, we're going to have a whole bunch of fun. Duchess of Clutches, Debate Me Bra. We're going to try and collect theists and just throw them up against the dartboard because we need more theists. Yes. And so we have like a bunch of skeptics that want to debate, but we seem to overflow ourselves with rational people. So if you believe that the earth is flat that it's 6,000 years old or that chemtrails are real, please tell us. We want you.
9/11's an inside job.
Yes, exactly. 7-Eleven was a part-time job. Hashtag jet beams. Jet fuel weakens steel beams. It does. It weakens it. And thus the weight of it makes the
Doesn't
levels
have to melt them. Doesn't have to melt them.
Doesn't have to
Too
melt.
weakened.
Not only that, but you have a dynamic fall, which is just a very specific thing. Is that the weight actually from falling actually makes the next thing press down and fall and hit the next thing.
Right.
And so now you have this boom, 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 boom. It's not supernatural. It's not a conspiracy.
Explosives. No.
I need to talk to this lovely person. Lovely person. We're gonna have more debates. Skeptic Gaming is coming soon, and I want to do probably the SCP. I know there's been a bunch of people that have done the SCP game, but I mean, have you seen a skeptic version of the SCP game? And I'll introduce you all to it because I'm obsessed. It's a good quarter to a third inspiration of my book. Not the whole, because it's a hosh posh, but I couldn't help myself. I send in love. I love Life Redacted. I'd feel awkward like eating any of that. Now I would say, I'll tell you what, eating a dog or a wolf. If I had to kill a pig, I'd probably die. Which I know there's a lot of hunters that would be very easy. Yes, if I had to kill it myself, oh my God, I'd have a pet pig and would probably starve to death, and then the pig would eat me. Okay, Sarah, but they can use joysticks. Once again, I am a hypocrite because I am not a vegan. I was talking about this, I think, we were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
I think eventually we are going. It's the one moral reason I just see very clearly that we are going to be wrong on the wrong side of history on. Yes, exactly, Tsunami. They scream. And they're intelligent and they have emotions and feelings. It would just not be. Now, once again, I love bacon. It makes almost any meal better. But if I was on an island...
You're going to eat some probably soon.
Now, I have a different animal demanding.
Buttercup's up.
Buttercup's up. And I actually need to feed Buttercup. You have food. I need to get your butt in here.
There you go, Sinister Porpoise. That's a good question.
Okay.
I didn't want to. So, Sinister, he made it so delicious to test your faith. There you go. If he made it taste disgusting and no one would want to eat it, it'd be easy to not eat it. He made it taste so delicious. That way you have to fight it.
Exactly. And I'm so sorry for the crinkles. Mute my mic. But I love my babies. She is probably going to be running all over the house soon. I, however, am not. I'm going to be passing out. We have, in fact, been sending love. If you are a Twitch subscriber, if you are a channel member, or you are a Patreon, which we have to send love to Pat. We are getting a new stream with Pat and his two other academics that are coming on board. But I'm going to keep on shilling for it because we're trying to get 200. We really appreciate anyone who can for about the cup of a coffee or even less. you can support the show and get a whole bunch of unique perks as well as your own. We will host you on Talk Skeptic to Me, and you can come on and share your expertise, experience. These two schmucks will just be here to ask questions. However, there's a whole bunch of other fun. We have our evolving badge system. Oh my, hi Gizmo, hi baby. He always looks like he has a smile when he comes on here, or a good portion of the time. Yeah, the cats are all waking up apparently.
Yeah.
And I also have...
Really, it was as soon as Buttercup jumped up and started drinking there, as he got up.
Buttercup was like, all right, it's time to wake everyone up. And as
I had my hour
well,
nap.
I am sharing my Fiverr. If you would like to get your entire show out there, it did not copy. You can hear me copy pasting. If you would like to have your entire show, yes, your entire prostate felt, well, then go to my Fiverr page and I will help you produce your show. I will help you launch, promote, or monetize, help you get towards that 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours. You can't buy subscribers. You can only make high quality content that will get you subscribers. Little known tip.
We need $2,000 to buy our subscribers back.
And we even had a Hawaiian t-shirt discount, James. It's crazy. Oh, and she's jumping.
Yeah.
Oh, baby girl. Yeah, she's still tired.
Her next to Barbaretta.
Exactly. I think she's tried to chew Barbaretta, but that's okay. Barbaretta is immortal and all-powerful and enjoys kitty nibbles. Oh my goodness gracious, why are you so cute? You see?
One day you'll be a jiu-jitsu professor.
I would like to be a jiu-jitsu professor. I would like to be a purple belt. Oh my. I'm a proud white belt. But it flipped a switch in me, which made me not afraid to fight. I don't know if that's good or bad. But, yeah. It means that I would gladly, yes. Well, it gives you confidence, but also it helps. Hopefully, it's a realistic confidence. So, for example, I would 100% fight Joe Rogan, not because I think I would beat Joe Rogan, but because I now look at it as like, holy shit, imagine, not to put it into gaming terms, but the amount of experience you could get to losing. You think of it in different terms. And
right. Yeah.
I'm just going to keep on petting this cat. Oh my goodness. Okie dokie dokie.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, let's tuck her out. I'll pin the tail on the donkey. I hope you had a good time. Oh my God. The English that just came out of my mouth really did happen. Okay. I hope you all had a fun time on this episode of Skeptic Bible Study. I need to start drinking more, so at least I need to start drinking at all. Well, I am a social drinker. Though not in many, many months. I hope you all had a fun time on the Skeptic Bible Study. Joshua Divides the Conquered. This is just sponsored by sleep deprivation, as well as...
There's moonlight back there.
Yes, Moonlight is trying to probably get in and out
Jumped on.
Yeah, he used to. It's so funny. He used to have this as his safe space, jokingly, non-jokingly, and then he has slowly become more of an explorer. However, he's not brave enough to survive the full body tackles that is Buttercup, though he actually loves playing with her, which I love. I love that. Penelope is very much a regal queen. She likes things her way, and and then Moonlight. He's kind of he's sweet, but he likes things kind of his way, and slower. Though I think he was looking for a playmate. Sometimes she's too much of a playmate, but I think it's great that she's like a liaison between both cats. She's got a mama and a papa. Anyway, we continue the book of Joshua as he divided and conquered. There he goes. Do you want this chair? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
It's like, well, you kept it nice and warm for him, so
You kept him warm for him, so why not? And now I'm gonna cough.
he smells food up there.
That's right. He smells we've been using this lately now for the kitten food, but now she's starting to eat their food, the cat food. Oh my. All right, James. I'm going to do it for the viewers. Oh my, Gizmo. But I've now lost both chairs. So I'm going to say hi to Gizmo. And I'm just going to do this from my knees. Whoa. Iron, bend. Oh my God, Gavin. Lift. Jesus.
You're working with amateurs down there.
Working with amateurs. I hope you enjoyed as God distributed the land lot by lot, as James W. and myself, Amy Newman, conquered their way for a good time in Joshua, chapters 13 and 14. In fact, I want to thank my co-host, James W. Reading our names twice. Oh, thank you, names. It feels so good. Along with our awesome mods who make this stream so great. Thank you so very much, mods. The lovely people in chat, whether you're at Twitch at twitch.tv/AmyNewmanSkeptic or YouTube at youtube.com/AmyNewman, our Facebook, our Twitter, our Pornhub account, wherever you're at, we want to thank you, including viewers like you. If you enjoy the show, well, it really helps us if you share. Not the singer, though. All right, she's pretty good. But no, if you share with the family member, friend, or more specifically, the person you're in a debate with, and then like right down there, the upvote. Boop, 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 boop.
The Islamic apologist.
The Islamic apology. We need to go on EF Dawa just because it's been such an I was about to say an erection. A interaction that really was a hit. And so we're going back on there more, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go.
Ba-da-ba-ba, like, follow, subscribe, and then gain access. Oh, yeah, because that's really how you see our premieres or join our live streams or see all of these amazing cats that Gizmo allows us to be in the presence of, as well as, hey, why not leave a comment once the video's done? Oh, it allows you to see our premieres and join our live streams. Sending love to everyone in the livosphere. I'll send love to you as well as we're heading out. Or hey, maybe check your sexuality out. It's going to be a fun time, James. I mean, leave a comment. Leave a comment after the video is done. Or you could also leave a super thanks, which is like a super chat, but it's a thanks after the show is done. It helps support the show. And there's also the Skeptic and Ranting Discord server, which is going to be opening up after the show is done, the link of which is in the description below. And you can become a channel member. Feels like we've been shilling doubly hard this episode. I'm so sorry, viewers. We love you so very much. Pounding it in. DVD number 5. But yes, we do want to thank everybody that is supporting us, like our girl deck, which is 2 out of the 3 of our channel members, our Patreons, our Twitch. You can become lieutenant, a captain. Dun 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 dun. I heard a cat. Oh, he's eating. He's having nom-noms. As we all do. Who doesn't want to? And finally, if you'd like even more content, like I have said a billion times, you can head to the Patreon at patreon.com/ABNewman. I am AB Newman, and we will see you all on the next episode of Skeptic Bible Study. I'm pretty sure. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. We'll do it live. Good night.